A full glass will spill without a steady hand. It's simple. The fuller the glass, the easier it is to spill. The more you have to lose. An empty glass is easy. It's light. You can be careless and nothing happens. But fill that glass to the top, and one small wobble sends everything over the edge. Wealth and abundance require control. Everyone wants the full glass. They talk about opportunity, growth, peace. But nobody talks about the steadiness it takes to keep it full. Fullness doesn't protect you from loss. It exposes you to it. In my book, The Invisible Engine, I outline the strategies and techniques on how to protect wealth and preserve privacy. Order your copy now at blackwellmediaworks.com.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Yo. What up? Everyone slept in, I think. Berserker. Wake your ass up. Nerdy X. Wake the fuck up. Whoops. You got wishing. Shout out to XRP Bags. Let's get into the chat. Yeah, it's sort of weird, man, the time change thing, because it feels way early. Shout out to Bradley, Ciencion. Oh, let me, Marvin Davis dropped a link in the chat the other day, and I've been watching these guys. They're pretty good. So let me drop their handle in the chat, and let's see if we can get them some subscriptions here. Right here, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. But they do crypto show, man. It's pretty good. So shout out to Marvin for sharing that. Welcome to Coffee Time, live community chat. We talk red pill, black pill, whatever the fuck we want. And even you could join. I already dropped the link, man. We'll see if they even come on. If not, we'll just do a short one today. But here's the link if you guys want to join. But yeah, man, I feel like we're flowing to the what is it? The universal flow of infinite abundance is coming up, man. Get your Ripple tickets, the Ripple Express, Crypto G. There's really motherfucking blue trains out here. Let's run it. Cool Pepe. Had a talk with my girl about this. Why is daylight savings a thing? I know, man. I don't think Arizona does it. There's some states that don't do it, but I feel like this time we're on right now, it should just stay there, man. We don't need it dark at like in the wintertime, bro. It's like dark at 5:30. That's ridiculous. X Lloyd, man. Click the link, dude. Hop up in here, bruh. Uncle Buster solo show is fine with me. Run it. Yeah. You know, I don't really fuck with any news though, man. Not even crypto news, bro. Like, you know, we're at what, $1.35, and we, you know, it's like 2030 sounds crazy, but what if we start running before Clarity Act? You know what I'm saying? That's like we're set up to hit different levels, man. So I think we're in a good spot, man. I mean, Trump pump, if we go back to what, October 24, I mean, we're like 50 cents, man. So Halifax Dan O. Zebekian Savage. It was always Zebek. Yeah, these fools get some write-ups, man. So let me share this page real quick. And let me see, they have 989. 993. Okay. Let's get these guys some subs. Let me check my phone real fast. Yeah, I figured they probably wouldn't be on because I texted them all last night about the time change. But here's this channel. So we're gonna let's get these guys to at least 1,000, man. They only need 7 more. But shout out to Marvin Davis for sharing them. It's like a newer channel, but they're pretty good. Dazzle Ford 69 XRP holder now stacking H bar. Yeah, dude, what's H bar right now? H bar is 9 cents. Shit. Yeah, it's a good deal. Shout out to Conflict. Conflict's hella active, bro. Xloyd subbed. Thank you, sir. They're at 996. 4 more to 1,000. But they do live show, man. It's pretty cool in there. Yeah, dude, I stacked my H bar a while ago. But when I lost some crypto in like 2000, fuck, what was it? 2020, I think. I lost all my H bar, but I had to stack it back. And I still haven't got the Canton, but I do want to get some Canton, man. So shout out to Pay Me. Pay Me's our Canton guy. I'm gonna drop the link. 118 watching. And I was focusing on, because the last 5 I called in order on the show was SHX, Velo, XCN, ZBEC, and XPR. We got Delayed Departure. What up, pimp?
Morning.
Got Daniel Steiner. What up, Daniel? Thanks for coming on, man. These guys are sleeping in like a bunch of pussies, man. What can you do? How y'all doing? DCA, my motherfucking brother. What's good with you? Oh, I thought you were talking about actual DCA. Yes, DCA Crypto Dave. What up, pimp? David Barron, still holding Cubic. I think I got a little bag with Nerdy, and then it got locked in some exchange where you couldn't get it off. But Cubic I never really got. I always wanted that Bank Social. Never got that. I'm about to get Canton though, because you could get that on Uphold. But yeah, man, we got some background noise. Daniel Steiner, dude, what's up, man? You got anything? Nope. Let me
What the heck?
yeah, you're allowed delayed departure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my headphones connected up. I don't know what's going on.
Marcus G, hit the link, mofo. Get your ass on here. Yeah, dude, it's all XRP. I've always felt like that, man. But My plays are the smaller ones for me. But yeah, XRP is the biggest intuitive hit I've ever got, man. That's why it's different for me, man. I think it's either I'm more of the cause, like it's just XRP for me personally is like in a spiritual thing for me, you know. But does it mean Ripple's part of it? Just as far as me, intuitive hits that I've got, things I ignored. This one changed my life. My whole life is sort of around my intuitive feeling, you know. So what up, glitches? I just subscribed. Yeah, man. It's a fun little show. I think they do Thursdays. I'm not sure what days exactly they go. Thursdays and Mondays, maybe something like that. But let's see, $9.99. Let me drop it in the chat one more time. Nova Crypto, you didn't miss nothing, man. Hop on here. Fill in for ZRK. IBD Cartel, what up, pimp? Tim Shea subbed. Thanks, Tim. So how you feeling, Delayed? You're muted, Delayed. What was I gonna say? Quincy 111 super cash app. Appreciate you, Quincy, bro. You've been dropping like every show, man. We appreciate you. I'm not gonna write it down today because I'm driving the bus by myself, but I got it. So let's go. Marcus G, get your ass on here. Let me drop the link if you can. And let me hit this other link one more time. All right, links in the chat. Marcus G, man. What's
happening?
Chilling, bro.
Yeah, I'm just chilling too. It's hot today, dude. We're delayed.
Yeah, I did a walk. I got my walk in, man. I was just when the sun's out, and it's still like the sun's out, but it's still like not hot. But yeah, man, the sweat is just, you sweat way more like versus when the sun wasn't out. It's crazy. What y'all think about ZRK? Man, I used to have ZRK, bro, back in the day. Honestly, ZRK. I like the newer ones, man. I like the SHXs. But some of these, they're like dormant, but they're probably involved somewhere. But I couldn't speak on ZRK now, man. I haven't fucking researched ZRK in years. XMR is what, Monero? XMR?
It is.
My intro. That's crazy, man. How'd you get into Monero first? Like that's not normal.
What? My brother has XMR and he won't get XRP. So I don't know what's going on.
You could sort of see though, like, because we're gonna need less cash, especially once this thing goes. And I'd like to see how much stablecoin they actually print. You know, are you gonna need $100 trillion in stablecoin when you don't have to send all that? You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see less money, period. But you could see how privacy could be like a new twist of the new cash. You know what I'm saying? Once cash is less used. So
definitely. It's all permissioned coins though, isn't it? All these new coins. They're
Yeah.
not permissionless. They're all like heavily controlled. So I don't know. I think having, you know, XRP, XLM, these other coins is the sovereignty, and then they're building all this other shit on top of it.
Hey guys.
You got nitty gritty.
Morning.
What's up,
Hey,
dude?
I just wanted to drop in and tell you guys how much I love you all.
Man, I appreciate that, bro.
I dragged in. You guys are heroes, and I can't say enough about it. I've been in crypto since 2023, and last night I just liquidated all of my bags and went all in on XRP. And I didn't want to take a whole bunch of time. I just wanted to come in and express the love. So you guys are all fantastic. I'm 53 years old. I'm a manual laborer, and you guys are a very big high point 2 times a week, right?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we appreciate that, man, because you know, you think you've heard from everybody, and then new people pop up that, especially the last Moon Party Texas, man, there was like 4 or 5 people that came that never commented. We're like, holy shit. And then they started, like Mo Zerps was one of them, and then he started commenting after the Moon Party. But yeah, and that the whole thing of the show is we're sort of doing the same thing here that when me and Zerk were talking on the phone, we're doing it for each other. Because through my isolate, when I was, you know, I got in 2017, but I went through like 2-3 years where I didn't know nobody, man. I met people out on my route that got in. One of the guys that had another route, he got in like right after me. But you feel isolated, and then the Matrix. That's why I even in the last month and a half, I don't fuck around with the Matrix, bro. If you're fucking small-minded, blah blah blah, negative, stay the fuck away from me, like, because that's all the Matrixy world, the worldly people, right? So we're insulating our own little cocoon of like minds, you know.
I wanted to mention also, it's kind of important on this show. I've been red pilled huge since 2005. I used to do things like interview retired colonels and seek out state senators to red pill them working it. The whole Ron Paul movement, the whole Tea Party thing. I was a founder of a lot of that stuff. I was very active before 2010. And they send, I don't want to keep going on. I just thought that was a good detail. Look, we're out here. What you're saying, you know, there's people out here that you're not aware of. We're out here. You know, there was always that negative disdain that the propaganda they used on crypto all the time. I was aware when Bitcoin came out, when it was founded, you know, but all I ever heard was that exchanges were going bankrupt and hosing everybody down. That's the only thing you ever heard for many years, and I had a disdain for it. So I became victim of the propaganda. And I guess that's about it. But I do appreciate you guys being such an open platform. I don't mean to co-opt everybody's time. It's time for me to go now. But it's so
okay.
Cool. Yeah.
One question for you: What made you red pill in 2005? Like, what was the moment that I'm like, man, there's just more to this shit than what I'm being told? Like, what made you start digging?
All of the questions concerning 9/11 in 2005, where I'm from, we got hit by Katrina, and it stopped everything for a while. And I had a business, and I had enough time to look into it. And so I got a hold of the video Loose Change 911. And then I kept asking my own questions. And I got into Alex Jones and Jeff Rentz and all these guys out there that were trying to get everybody in the right direction. And I didn't take it lightly. I moved everything to the side to pursue truth.
Yeah.
And I became a warrior back then. And back then I was all alone. You were alone in 2017. I was alone in 2007. And I found ways to engage. And so collectively, two things: we all come to the truth fight from our own perspective, and we all merge in this little picket fence of a beautiful garden, and we all have our own angle that we came in from, and collectively it's all of our own little pieces that we do in our lives that bring about change, I guess. I didn't want to broach into anything political, you know. That's one of those sand traps, you know. But overall, you know, we are winning. You see hints of it all the time. And these bankers, Jamie Dimon, oh, he's got his mouth open, crying, lying and crying at the same time. And yeah, so that's hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I wish I had some profundity to offer you guys, but I think I've taken quite enough time, and I want to wish everybody out there, God bless you. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off.
What's your name? Do you comment? You get a blue wrench if you comment. What's your name on YouTube?
It's going to be Carter Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, Carter Lee.
Just comment. Comment when you hop off, and I'll blue wrench you. And I appreciate you coming on. You saved the show today, brother.
What a terrific honor! Thank you so kindly.
Yes,
and
appreciate you.
I'd like to name everybody, but I'm not gonna because of interest of time. So I thank you all very kindly for having me on for a little while. Very cool. I'm gonna go and listen now.
All right, brother.
God bless you, fellas.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate.
We got Marcus G. Delayed departure. Nerdy X woke his punk ass up, and we got Crypto Nova.
Yeah, I couldn't get my headphones working right now. I got them working good now.
You good? There's no background noise now.
Much better. Yeah.
Much better, bro.
Yeah. I got a swap meet right across the street from me, and on the weekends they got live Mexican band over there every day. So it's nothing. Fucking.
They gave me a blue wrench. It's a high honor.
All right, let me share this again, man. They're at 1,000, but let's do some overkill here. Team Powerhouse Real Estate. I'm gonna drop it in the chat again. Nerdy X, talk to me, man. You gonna talk or what, bro? Come on.
He's probably
what's up?
In the bathroom.
Oh, there he is.
Nerdy X in the building.
Good morning, sir.
Like, subscribe to this channel. Team Powerhouse.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Nova?
Chilling, man. Nitty gritty on the red pill thing. That's crazy because I think I had the red pill before I didn't even understand the word consciousness when I was red pilling. You know, then as I got red pilled, I understood, man, the consciousness thing, dude. Like, and I started studying more consciousness, and then I started seeing more levels and lanes of how, because like to me, I've always had lanes. Like we're just
blue wrench.
We're just in the.
Everybody's talking about me.
You're official now.
I hope you guys can hear me still.
Yeah, I can still hear you. I thought you left, man. I'm like, who's talking?
My apologies. I'm trying to turn it off. Okay. Good.
Am I a fuck
I'm
ass?
so embarrassed.
Am I a
Right
ass?
up, sir.
Who's this guy?
Did you put your friendly neighborhood right up? That's funny.
Damn, I'm a
This is
dumbass.
crazy.
Bro, yeah, company showed up, fucking one thing after another.
Well, hey, Nerdy, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Oh, man, good stuff. So glad
Hey.
to get to talk to you guys.
Berserker.
Who is this?
This is Nitty Gritty. He popped on today. He's never been on the show before. Nitty Gritty, turn on your camera again,
Bro,
bro.
he's a
Let me get back
legit
to
ass
that.
like
Let me get- I don't know
redaction.
how to do
You're
it.
just a redaction. What the fuck's happening right now?
Y'all are laughing at me now. It's okay.
Lord.
I can handle it. I'm way
Nitty
too
Gritty.
tough for that. Let's see.
What's up, Nitty
So,
Gritty?
yeah, Zerker and Fuma and all you guys, man.
Bro, what's his face needs a wrench
Bishop.
too. Somebody
Okay, you know what I did?
Somebody
I
popped
went
out.
out, I
Montezuma
turned my
needs a wrench.
camera off, and I thought I was out.
And this motherfucker's audio is all fucked up. You need to get off of YouTube, bro. You're all delayed. You're on YouTube. Get off of YouTube. Focus on StreamYard only.
This is Berserker, our sound engineer.
Yeah, I'm a sound Nazi.
Okay, look, I
I think it's all better all of a sudden.
Figured it out.
I figured out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump and then I'll come back in.
Yeah, I'll drop the link in the chat again, man.
Oh, awesome.
Get your ass back on here, Nitty.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you.
Nice
fellas.
to meet you.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Damn, you guys are like tangled up in a can of fucking worms right now. What's going
I
on?
I remember my first time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you should see me on like one of the first episodes. I'm like,
That's how I was today, bro. I still
like
get
looking all the screens. Yeah.
I still get like stage fright, man, when I'm solo, bro. It's crazy. Until I get into something I'm passionate about, then it all goes away. But like the small talk, how Zerk small talks, like I can't do that.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just hard.
But it's
was-
something
it's
I
fucking
grew up
hard, bro.
with. It's something I grew up with, you know.
But if
But,
I
like,
get
you-
into like a lane I'm passionate about, then it just starts flow. You're tapping into flow, right? You know.
I was feeling that, Uncle Buster, and but I just couldn't get that damn friggin' headphones to work right. I was like, oh, I got to get out here and fucking keep them company for a few minutes, and all of a sudden
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't get my shit working.
Okay, I got to run the spiel. Welcome to Coffee Time, a live community chat. We talk crypto, we talk red pill, we talk XRP, we talk whatever the fuck we want, and you can join too. Grab a cup. Let's go. How about that?
Hell yeah.
Run it.
How about that?
How about Dipito hit the motherfucking link since Uncle Buster's on here? She only comes on when I ain't on here.
Backstage.
Ain't there all kind of
here.
like Vegas
Let's go.
meetups
Like
and
I'm
shit
back.
coming up?
How's that? Any better?
Hey,
Way
dude,
better.
There's a face redaction. Let's go, dude. Damn, there's a gnarly Harley just
Yeah, what?
gassing it in the background. What's going on right now?
I think it's Daniel Steiner. I
That was
muted you,
Diesel.
Daniel.
That was Diesel. Let's go.
Diesel power, baby.
Yeah. Nitty gritty. There's two nitty gritties on screen, so we gotta get rid of the old one.
Okay, let's kick the old one.
Dang, how's he
Oh,
pulling
there
that
she
one?
is.
Well,
Let's
Sorry
go.
about that.
hey, world be free.
Hey,
Hey, nitty gritty. If you can hear me, do not have YouTube running. Get rid of YouTube and only focus on StreamYard. That's the best way to do it. We got a diesel in the background. Let's go. Crank up that diesel. Crank up that fucking diesel. Crank up that diesel.
Crank up that diesel. Let's go diesel.
What's the status
Fucking
on
amazing.
it? It's been a while since that was on.
It's,
Yeah.
you know, what was that chart they had up of most uncertainty since COVID? And it was like 10 times as high on the chart. Have you see that?
That's good, man.
Yeah.
It's way up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
people are like end of the world, nuclear fear. Like, I mean, honestly, I think we might get into this weird ass false flag where there might be a nuke fear, and that's where maybe the Mr. Cool videos come from. You know, who knows? I mean, a lot of people are getting biblical with this Iran shit. You know,
Rightfully so.
yeah.
are they? Is it rightfully so, or is it all one big ass smokescreen bullshit false flag to make everybody scared so they can install crypto and AI? Or is that biblical? That's biblical.
Well, they got to
Well, I
remove
can-
the
we
old.
we can really go down this road because I got some fucking.
Am I being a fuck
information.
ass and introducing this road that we're about to go down?
I mean, honestly, bro, it is Sunday.
Of the group.
the fuck ass.
We got Melissa from
Hey.
Dipito on stage. What up, girl?
Uncle Buster, I had to come on and say hello to you, my friend. I love you.
Oh yeah.
I'm working in the background and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually catching a live. This is fantastic. So, and then I heard you scold me. So I had to come in.
Hell yeah. I think the last two times you came on, it's like I hop off, and then
Exactly.
when I'm listening, I'm like, oh man, she hopped on.
Damn it. Oh, all right. Yep. Sorry. Didn't mean to derail your conversation topic of the day, Berserker.
No, run it. I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to come up with anything, something. Let's go.
No,
I don't know. Nerdy's got something in like to share.
Yeah, I got some, but I gotta give a shout out to Melissa. Melissa is like like my second mom, bro. Like,
Bro,
honestly,
she's working hard, bro.
like she's giving me so much support and love. Honestly, like you motivated me to get to this point that I'm at. So I appreciate you.
Oh, dude, I love you so much. I think you're such a bright young man, and I encourage you because I think you're fantastic. That's why I'm eating. I'm sorry, my mouth is full.
Thank you.
But yeah, and that means a lot to me that you recognize that too. That and then I realized, like, oh man, I'm becoming the mom of this space. But you know what? I don't care. This is who I am. And when I recognize people for being smart and self-starting and all the things, you need to hear that stuff. We all do, right? So big things are coming for you, my friend. So, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been a tough ass journey, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, let's get into the topics. Let's get into this. There was a report that came out. I don't know if you guys seen it, about the whole 1,000 years of peace and where it comes from. You guys know about that? There's a CIA document about it and what's going on.
Oh yeah, that's the other biblical theory that we're going into the 1,000 years of God's reign, where the what do you call it? The apocalypse already happened. Kind of thing.
Let me see if I can find it.
Tribulation already happened, and we're about to go into the.
No, it's So this is based off a CIA document because I like links. Let me see if I can pull it up.
There's saucy links.
What it has to do with is copy link, and I'm gonna open it right here.
Real quick, nerdy. Let me get some Cash Apps out.
Run it.
Cash Apps out. XRP Plumbing, $20 super Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Quincy dropped another 111. Quincy, let me know if that's your right handle, man. I think it is, but if it's not, just say no. And then the Zebekian Savage $50 super Cash App. Zebek was always the one, folks. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. Salute to you guys. Thanks for all the help and support. Even though we're not monetized, we figured it out. It's kind of cool. So thank you guys. Beautiful.
All right. So we're going to start off my thing like this. Hold on. I know this is controversial, but I really don't care. My whole life is controversial.
Bro, it can't be much worse than eating babies. Like, come on.
But check this out. This is fucking hilarious.
Right?
If the world were governed by Islamic principles, Epstein files wouldn't exist.
Yeah, because Epstein would have been a prophet.
That shit fucking hilarious. All right.
We love controversy.
The other thing was this. So this is from a CIA document. Okay. And this basically goes into this was released on the 2023 for approval for release. So it got released for approval, but it was created in 1952. Basically talks about the rabbis and how they want to implement this 1,000 years of peace because they believe that it's owed to them. And it has a lot to do with building the church because they don't have a church because the church was destroyed, or the temple, the synagogue, whatever the fuck they call it. And they're basically trying the hardest to build it. And it goes into like how, they thought that they were God's chosen people, but they're not God's chosen people. Christians are actually God's chosen people now because they denied, the Jewish people denied the gift that God gave them. So they basically lost that opportunity and Christians became the new people. So they're trying their hardest to build their church. So once they build a church, they can so-called become God's chosen people again. And that's why all this 1,000 years of peace is being said. That's like
it's too late.
Of it.
It's too late for those tiny hats. They denied him. And they're not getting him back.
Yeah, pretty much. And
there ain't no
kill all the Christians and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know about that 100%. It's for sure.
So there's that part, and that is actual CIA document. So it's kind of like you can't like deny that it's not real, right? And then the other thing is that a whole bunch of 35-year-olds and plus are randomly suddenly passing away. We all know why, because it's exactly 6 years after the pandemic happened. So now everything's taken into effect, which is kind of sad. but that's where we're at.
I mean, didn't Q say for the next 6 years in one of the messages? So essentially, this is the year that shit's supposed to go down, according to Q.
Yeah, so yeah, I expect a lot of this, and this has a lot to do with the whole financial shit. Oh, there's another thing I noticed is that I watched 3 new movies on Netflix, and every single one of them had to do with an alien invasion. I don't know if they're pre-programming people, they're prepping people, or what they got planned, but it's not a coincidence that they're, it is Obama's company, so it's not a coincidence that they keep releasing that shit. And then we had the cyber security bill that was released, which is really suspicious, the timing of it release, which has a lot to do with the NTT video that I keep playing. So I don't know, there's just a lot of connections that are going down. It feels like something's cooking.
We're in a good spot, bro.
Yeah, I believe so.
For real. So nitty gritty, what I was going to ask you. Oh, well, there he is. I was going to ask you before you got off the first time, what you started red pilling in 2005. Then you said you knew about Bitcoin, but when did you actually pull the trigger for crypto?
2023.
2023.
In July.
Good shit, man.
Lots of missed opportunity there, but the wall of propaganda I should have recognized. Yeah, my girlfriend bought it in 2019, and I wish she'd have hit me with a fish bat to get me to focus on it.
Yeah, it's weird the way.
I used to listen to Webster Griffin Tarpley. He's got a PhD in economics and one in history, and he got his doctoral dissertation. He did his doctoral dissertation on the Venetians and their importance in the world that we see today. It sounds a little bit drab, but the First World War was in like 1509 when 100,000 man German army went and put Venice under siege, but failed. And the king of Venice, you know what his name goes by? You know what they call the king? You know, they've got the Tsar and they've got, emperors and all that. It's called the king of Venice is known of as the Doge.
Oh, interesting.
That's
and
crazy.
so there might be little wonder why Doge stays in on the billiard table,
You guys hear about it? Kind of goes along with nitty gritty is saying. I think it had something to do with like the 1400s. I think it was like 1470 or some shit, 1440 or something like that. When tiny hats got kicked out of everywhere, and that's when Columbus set sail, and then so on and so forth happened. So I don't know. Maybe we've been in this fucking, years, this decades, this centuries of fucking psyopness, and who knows? Who knows what the hell is going on? Honestly, I just stopped focusing on it. But it's just kind of crazy. Like, we can say it's conspiracies, quote unquote, but in reality, it's actually like, planned, orchestrated events. Because everything.
Well, nobody could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody could control this long if they're not withholding the secret. So that's why.
Yeah.
That's why they want us to be matrixy and just go along to get along. They don't want you searching for truth. I mean, that's a fact. That's why, to me, like Q's not a bad thing, whether it's completely false, because it's a collective group that's raising their vibrations.
Yeah,
that has to be good. There can't be any bad
100%.
with allowing people, and that's where me and Nerdy had to talk the other day about. To me, red pillars, like, you don't want to smash red pillars, because red pillars is a big ass group.
Yeah.
that could send consciously to the next levels,
Yeah, and remember we earlier on the show a year, I think it was last year, the year before, we used to talk about monkey and potatoes, And that used to be a little slogan for the show, Monkey and Potatoes. But if you see what's happening now, like with the younger generation and stuff, they're actually aware of what's going on, and they're challenging the norm psyopness, and it's actually kind of beautiful because they're not really falling for it, which is nice. So you're right about the red pill and stuff, because had it not been for them challenging everyone's viewpoint and stuff like that, we wouldn't be to this point, where it's like now people are it's normal to go on TikTok, create an account, and talk about history and all the lineages and how everything connects and blah blah blah. Like, people used to never be into that, but now it's like a normal thing to talk about. It's pretty cool.
But even, yeah, for sure. Then even like when you get in the political realm and you watch how people fucking flip flop, right? But when you got the Matrix going to grab red pillar dudes and flipping them over, the movement's fucking powerful if they gotta go fucking co-opt these people. You know what I'm saying? Even though we get pissed, this motherfucker's a traitor, but it shows you that the movement is going forward. Like,
yeah, definitely. And I think they don't like the fact that whoever's in charge, well, we know who's in charge, but whatever is going on, I don't think they like the fact that they've been exposed and we know what the hell is going on and who to blame and who exactly is behind everything. I don't think they like that part. So when it comes to the whole Q post, it is actually dark to light. Whatever was in the shadows has come out in the light. So that is true on that front. And I think that all that stuff was just to provoke critical thinking and awareness. And it did work and it did help. And look where we are now. So everything has a reason for why it was released.
Today's kids too, these younger generations, they're a lot more conservative than people give them credit for or even think they are. And they've got the world information at their hands, unlike, Gen Xers growing up. But I've seen a lot of stuff. I look at everything from a 30,000 foot view, including all the Q posts and stuff. I didn't really understand everything about them, but the overall thought process on where they were going with it, you just got to look at it from as a big basic thing. But I've seen a lot of stuff where these younger generation kids, they're smart as shit, and they're a lot more conservative than people think, and they're recognizing all this extreme left-wing bullshit, and they don't agree with it. And then they see the economy and they can't afford shit. They go to college, they can't get a fucking job after college. And they're like, well, what the fuck? How do we change it? And they're like, we change it by being conservative. We don't change it by going fucking even farther to the fucking crazy side of the left. And they're these younger generations, they're going to be the ones that change shit, because they're going to be the ones coming out in mass and voting.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you on that, because the younger generation, like, I would say when we talk about younger generation, I would say Gen Z. Like, we thought that Gen Z, but Gen Alpha is kind of retarded. But the Gen Z people, they are really like, they're really understanding. And what's crazy is that the liberal people from like the liberal younger generation actually align their views with, which would be considered, moderate Democrat at this point, which is like what the Republicans stand for, because all the things that Republican push are basically moderate Democrat stuff at this point. And they're realizing that the left has gone too far left, and they're more towards the promotion of jihad rather than the protection of their rights. And however the left may be, whether you're the LGBT, whatever that is, or any of that stuff, it requires freedom in order to embrace that stuff. You can't have this whole jihadi shit and then be like, I'm going to be this, identify as XYZ. Like, you can't do that within that whole ecosystem. So I think so I think that the liberal left younger generation are realizing that, hey, I can't be who I want to be by supporting these people, and they are now realizing that, hey, maybe Trump is right. And that's funny, because a lot of people are finally realizing that Trump is right, which is it's really nice to see that people are waking up from their little foggy haze of psychosis.
Well, let me add to that. Everyone, all these liberals are always switching flags. Every couple months something new happens and they're switching flags, you know what I mean, and protesting whatever's next. if you go back in time and look at history back in the 70s, and you look at Iran and Pakistan and Iraq and all these Middle Eastern countries, they were not Islamic run countries. If you look at the way they dress and you see the pictures of their society, you'd swear that's America in the 70s. All the women were out dressed in normal clothing and they all looked normal. And it wasn't until these extreme Islamic Sharia law came in and took over, that's when they started having to cover up. That's when they started getting oppressed and wearing the burqas and all this other crap. You know what I mean? We're liberating. We're over there in Iran liberating the people. We don't want to hurt the Iranian people, but we need to get rid of those jihadi sons of bitches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly. They've been held hostage for fucking 50 years damn near now.
Right. And that's why they're celebrating, because it all used to be Christian, and then in Islamic came in, fucked everything up, and put everyone in a bed sheet. There's a video that hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. It's really
the only reason. Yeah, go ahead and find that. But the only reason that they haven't been, I mean, they're trying to do that shit here in America too. It's not gonna happen, and the reason why it was able to happen in these other countries. Because they were able to go.
Minnesota's kind of fucked. I mean, Tim is a fucking clown.
Well, yeah, Minnesota's fucked. Dearborn, Michigan. I'm from Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan is fucked. But these are just small little pockets. But imagine these countries like Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and stuff. These countries are like small little states in America, so they can go in and take these countries one country at a time, and that's. The reason why they're not going to get America as a whole is because we're too damn big. You know, if America, I mean, if we don't stand up, if we don't stand up, they are going to spread like roaches. I agree with you, but I don't think, like we were talking with the younger generation, I think they're smart enough to fucking see it and put a stop to it.
I agree.
And if they don't, Gen X is going to step up.
I think it's like erosion. You know, first it's Dearborn, then it's Minnesota, Austin, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, and an area called Hilliard. It's just erosion. You don't notice it. It keeps the waves on the beach keep eroding away. And then next thing you know, we got a fucking problem on our hands because there's 100 little local communities that do it, and they have 15 people in Congress. It's not good. It's not good. We need to stop it right fucking now.
I agree. 100%.
100%. And I think it starts with getting freaking Omar out of there too. I think she's on her way out.
Omar and friends. Yeah, I think wasn't she a leader?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what's funny? She was a princess for us. She was actually royal in Somalia, whatever, and she got kicked out because she was trying to do the same shit.
Yeah, her parents were like heads of the military or something like that. They were the reason for all the freaking, like, they were doing, her parents and family were doing genocide over there. They were in charge of it.
Yeah, I want to bring it back.
If I told you that 20 years after 9/11 that a Muslim would be mayor in New York City, you would say I'm a crazy idiot. But that's what's happened. They keep eroding and eroding.
I got a video on that one too. Yeah.
That's how they use racism to infiltrate.
Exactly.
Yep.
100%.
They throw such a big thing
100%.
on racists, and like literally, like, if I do the matrixy shit, I should go outside and waste all my time trying to figure out who in the fuck's racist when I really don't give a fuck if you are or not, right? You're not changing my life. And then they fucking come underneath you and you really can't say anything, right? Because who wants to be racist, right? It's like it's like the conspiracy theorists. It's the same. It's a psychological fucking. It's warfare. Is what it is.
It is warfare.
Well,
and there's been another
homophobia. They started it with anti-LGBTQ.
All the cards, the black card, the gay card, all the cards are designed to on a mission, bro.
Yeah,
and it keeps people way too emotional when the spiritual side is we're supposed to control our emotions to ascend, right? We're not like, no one should be able to come up to me and call me anything and get me all off my shit. Like,
right.
That's just
exactly.
Emotional fucking immaturity, right?
Yeah.
Everyone should be mature. No, I don't give a fuck if you're white, black, Muslim, doesn't matter. Like, there's nothing you can say to me personally that's gonna get me to just slap a bitch.
Yeah, we learned that as children. You know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, where did that go?
I think they're starting to play themselves out on that Islamophobia and racist and freaking LGBTQ bullshit because they use it so damn much that people are like getting sick of it. People are like, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? So what? Fuck you.
Oh, bro,
you know what I mean?
If you scroll through Instagram, there's hella people supporting Adolf.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. It's hella funny.
Like,
but
even
I think on the subject of manipulation and shit, it was really funny how we're talking about this on you know, the Islamic stuff, but on the tiny hat side, because of the Epstein stuff coming out, this was said at a Way of Innovation.
I also remember, especially because I was communications and then marketing, just the absolute vitriol toward Ripple at the time. Yeah. And it just felt like there was this mysterious dark cloud, this headwind that we couldn't quite put a finger on. Like, where is this coming from? Like, why so much hate? And then I will say, Brad and I were exchanging notes with the Epstein files reveal of some of the
the Epstein files get a lot of attention down here? I agree with that. Yeah. Well, so where Monica and I both experienced, Chris Larson, co-founder of Ripple, chairman of the company, a fabulous human being, and he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist. And that's fun and interesting sometimes, and sometimes you're like, huh? But one of the things that Chris has said for a long time, to Monica's point around it, it's always felt like there's just an invisible negative force kind of attacking in various ways. And you're kind of like, what is going on? And he had always said that Joey Ito, who ran the MIT Media Lab, had something out for XRP and for Ripple. And I admit I was always kind of like, look, I don't know if that's true or not, but we got to keep building. We got to keep going and focus on what we can control. And as you may know, Gary Gensler ended up as part of the MIT Media Lab. Again, connecting those dots. It's like saying Voldemort.
They're one of us now.
Anyway, it's interesting because Chris always was a little conspiratorial about this stuff. And now that we have seen the public Epstein files, you're like, holy shit, he's kind of right. Mm-hmm. And now what's interesting about it, they were afraid of us. Mm-hmm. They were afraid of us because the technology was ahead of its time and it was a threat. And they were trying to do things to, put pressure on it. And again, I don't think I totally appreciated in the earliest days how prescient some of Chris's concerns were about that stuff. But in retrospect, it was real.
Yeah, Chris used to always tell me, hey, people are hating on you. You're onto something big. And I was like, we're onto something massive. There's a lot of hate out there.
Bro, that means all that shit. They're realizing through the Epstein files that all the shout out to Fruit Productions with their movie. They put it all down. I highly suggest everyone go watch that movie. But there's a segment in the movie where John Deaton is talking and he has a whiteboard and he's literally connecting all the dots for you. And it's like pinpointing exactly how everything went down. But
what movie is that?
Melissa, do you remember the name of the movie?
The new one?
No, the first one.
Oh, it was called XRP Unleashed, and then it was called Rigged from the Start.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Rigged from the Start. Yeah, everyone go check that out. Rigged from the Start. Fruit Productions. They actually made a really good movie about that. If you go to their site, it's actually free to go watch on there.
You can watch it. You can watch it on Tubi for free now.
Yeah.
It's called Andrew Turnbow. $10 super cash app. Appreciate you, Sandra. We got XR Papa 777 and XR Pisces 1111. That's when coffee time begins. Thank you, sir. Oh,
could you repeat the
one
name
more.
of that movie?
We're rolling in today. Mr. Conflict.
Rigged from the Start.
$20.
Damn.
Super cash app. Appreciate you, Conflict.
Ooh-wee. Let's go. So what are we doing? We're just chilling.
We're just chilling.
So what's the latest on the Clarity Act? Is that in the water or?
No, Trump made some thing where he wanted to get it approved ASAP. So we'll see how fast that happens.
He also said that I'm not going to sign any other bills until the SAVE Act is done too. So SAVE Act, people are freaking out on Twitter. They're like, SAVE Act has to happen first before they do clarity. But last I fucking heard, shit's going so fast. Last I heard, they were going into the Senate Banking Committee. I don't know if that passed it yet or not, but it was Senate Ag, then it went Senate Banking. That's what Witt said from the White House. But who fucking knows, dude? We're in a muddy, soupy, muddy watered clown world now. So any day, anything can happen. I read some shit on Twitter. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. But I read some shit on Twitter that someone said carry trade will happen, and then shortly after, we'll moon. Something like that. So who fucking knows, dude?
We'll see.
Yeah.
But if we do, if we go up before Clarity Act, bro, that's how we get to different levels, all in a spec run. You know what I'm saying? So to be sitting at what, $1.34? Yeah, we're in a good spot, man.
Hell yeah.
211 watching.
And it's funny that we're at this point where Codius is back in the conversation. Codius is back in the conversation after years and years, and everyone wants to say that, you know, Codius is dead. Codius is dead. Yet the Yellow is admitting that, you know, we fucked up because we didn't have a token. Eats did a better job. And then he went on this other tangent about how Stefan wasn't there, and he saw what, you know, other people didn't see, blah blah blah. So it's like, man, this whole Codius, you know, stuff is really interesting timing that all this stuff is coming back up, especially with Yellow, you know.
Yeah, I remember, because people think, what do you think Codius is? Like, some people think it's like Zahao or some other network, right?
It's like,
but I thought we've been doing the show so long. I thought Flare
Yeah.
was like the fucking secret, you know, Codius, but I never believed they just started Ripple and then they went for they started with Codius and then they realized cross-border payments is the way. Like, that's all days of bullshit. They knew from the fucking jump everything they wanted to do. Like, it didn't just fucking happen to turn. And that's
They had an epiphany.
yeah, you know. And Jed goes over here and he doesn't like Ripple anymore. It's just all fucking
Yeah,
it's all
right.
bullshit, bro. Like,
No, so Codius' main thing that it was based off of what hooks are, which is kind of exactly what Zahao does. It was kind of basically the same shit. Evernote has a lot of roots in that, where it kind of like creates it's kind of like the easy way to put it, like for other people to understand. I mean, I don't know if they understand, but Codius is kind of like a Docker, like a decentralized Docker, where you're able to containerize resources and deploy it on a decentralized manner. So like peer-to-peer containerization would be the easiest way to put it.
so like knowledge seeker, we got his ass to comment. He's all, Codius is Evernote. Yeah, everyone has their. I don't really know. I just never really signed up to it, ever left. But at the same time, you know, you got people developing and there's like bridges missing, but they're holding all the fucking bridges, bro. They could come in one day, bloop, everything's in place, you know.
No, I think the more that days go by, we realize that's technically like, that's really it, right? Where at any moment in time, everything could just, like, the flip of the switch moment could happen, where everything could just, all the scripts could just, you know, be like, oh shit, no one ever saw this coming. Oh, this is passed, that's passed, this passed, that passed. And all of a sudden we're in this whole different world that people thought was going to happen in X amount of years, but it just happened within a week or some shit.
I heard something about BlackRock fucking did something recently where they're freaking
Limiting withdrawals.
Yeah, and they were talking about a black swan going on with BlackRock or something for a minute, and then, you know, that could be like a catalyst for something to happen as well. Yeah.
Well, they're planning on like an Iran retaliation with, like, maybe the internet goes out or something, or, you know, power goes out. That's what they're projecting.
You know what we're doing at coffee time? We are not limiting deposits. 1111 Super Cash App at Dipito. We appreciate you, Melissa.
Let's go. I said it's for
Let's
the
go.
legends. Let's for the legends. Let's
Yeah,
go.
for the
baby.
legends.
For the
Appreciate you, bro.
legends. Let's go.
Love it.
Thank
I
you.
plugged in Codius to the Gematria, and we got bridge collapse and the fall of the cabal. The fall of the cabal.
Straight up, bro.
That's funniest is that on their own thing.
And I love
find it funny how like, and this is just being like technical, right? I find it funny how like in the Judaic prophecies they tell people to believe in Christ, and then in the Islamic prophecies in the Quran they tell people to go to Christ. It's like all roads lead to Christ, and like everyone's like, no, fuck them. But it's like, bro, how are you gonna deny the truth, bro? It's fucking in your face. It's just hella funny. But I found this interesting.
Run it, bro. Run it. Run it.
Is it playing?
Nope.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, duh, I played the wrong one. My bad.
There are two things that happened in society that we have to take them into account. It's not so much the fear that a quantum computer can break Satoshi's coins, because Satoshi's coins in Bitcoin, which is a big amount of the distribution of coins, are exposed. The public keys are exposed. Technically, if there was a quantum computer and it can break cryptography, the first protocol that will be attacked, it's not Sui, it's not Solana, it's not Near, it's Bitcoin. And it's these particular addresses of Satoshi, which is a lot of money. So someone getting all of this liquidity can actually, go the market up and down, pretty much a big whale. And we will start realizing there is a problem. The question mark that I mentioned before is the following. The National Institute of Standard and Technology and many institutions and secret services and like all of these agencies across the world, they say that it doesn't really matter if we will find an attack with quantum computers. By 2030 to 2035, if you want to transact with the government, either because you need to make bank payments, you want to have the stock market into chain, you want to do e-commerce and all of this stuff, you have to support quantum safe algorithms, independently on what will happen with the technology. Probably they're preparing themselves. If it happens, let's be ready at least before it happens. If they say 2030, 2035, in my opinion, this means that they're actually proactive, and this will not happen before that.
So they're getting ready. I think they're ready, and I think that has to go along with Trump's new crypto bill cyber release thing, because the crypto was mentioned in there. So it's just like all these little Legos are starting to add up and shit. So it's kind of like what's going down. Something's about to happen.
Bro, what's up with Shatner and that whole XPay bullshit?
Dude.
That's some weird shit. His fucking account, his Twitter account isn't even real.
Bro, did you see the video that Baggy released with the rocket?
The purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, back years ago.
Yeah.
What's up with the whole, like, is it XPR? Is it Cosmos? Like, what's that fucking nuclear symbol and all the shit? Is it XPR? It's XPR, isn't it?
It is XPR.
XPR is the proton.
Yeah, the proton.
Okay.
I was looking into the whole William Shat, the Shat man, and he's part of a like a very small group of people that are testing out the X money.
Beta,
and according to what I read, he was giving out extra ones. It started out with like 40 some odd ones, and then people that were donating to his charity, they were kind of basically, it seemed to me like if you wanted to participate, you had to donate to his charity in order to become one of those beta testers. And now they're up to like 100 something or something like that anyway. But he said the other day that that it's not crypto, it's fiat that it's transferring, that's part of this beta test thing. So then everybody was like, yeah, is it using XRP or, whatever, like a stable coin? So it's interesting for sure.
Ooh-wee, what's this?
Goldman says that they're ready. They smell a crash coming. Correction. So Goldman is already ringing the bells.
So many of
But
us
to
have
me,
waited so long.
To me, we're going up because they never like they want. To me, they want the masses to fear a crash to sell their shit, and it's gonna like that's. I don't know. I just sort of think the opposite. If they're telling you it's gonna crash,
I agree.
and they're limiting withdrawals. They don't want you to fucking withdraw your money.
No, that's the
man. That's
invest.
weird to me.
That's the actual investors in BlackRock that it can't get their money back. There was like 7.9% wanted it back, and they only hand out 5% per quarter. So you ain't seeing it again for another 3 months.
Yeah.
XRP Bishop says that's a signal to buy for. Yeah, that's how I take that, man. That's like the billionaires. Every billionaire agrees to buy Bitcoin. Fuck you, clowns, man. You ain't never told no broke motherfucker what to buy. Get the hell out of here.
But you also have everybody's selling. Like Peter Thiel just sold every bit of his stock, even his own. They're all getting out. They know something's coming.
Yeah, that's the thing, Papa. It's like I think they're getting ready. I think they know it's gonna, because I don't think the crash is gonna last a long time. I think they want a flash crash, and it's gonna just be like it's gonna happen. They're gonna buy back, make shit ton of money because they're gonna be getting basically everything on discount, 2 for 1 basically, and then they'll just be that much richer. But I think it's kind of funny how like a lot of these billionaires are starting to now talk about Bitcoin. So it's kind of like, will this be our Lehman Brothers moment? Just like, you know,
I think so, bro.
Hold on, let me play this.
I think the reality is that Bitcoin, for the most part, at this point, is there's a structural failing in Bitcoin that I think people will need to come and wrap their heads around. The structural failing is that it is not. So if you think about like what is the value maximizing function right now for a crypto asset to be broadly adopted, it needs to have the features that allow a central bank to adopt it. And there are 2 things that it lacks. You know, 1 is fungibility and 2 is privacy. And so Bitcoin fails on those 2 dimensions. So it can never be a structural holding of a central bank. And that simple thing will keep it in the realm of ETFs and humans. And
does gold satisfy those conditions?
Yeah.
Fungibility, but not easily.
Both. You have no idea how much the Bank of China owns. You don't know how many ounces they own. You don't know how many ounces I own. When there's a public ledger that says this address has this much, and you can't really trade it because you know the history and the provenance of that exact token. It's been used to buy this. It was transacted over here, went to this wallet. That lack of fungibility and privacy is a huge deterrent for broad structural adoption. That's what you need to then add another 10x of market cap. So is there room for a different crypto asset that solves for the privacy and fungibility? Yeah. And are there projects right now? Yes, but they're very small scale. There's huge issues with them. Those are even more volatile. So Bitcoin's interesting.
And I think all that leads to RLUSD, because RLUSD provides everything that they're asking for, right? So I think at the end of the day, how XRP happens again is by proxy, where we get this volume shift eventually from Ethereum to the ledger, to XRP ledger, and then all of a sudden we get this spike of fucking activity, and all of a sudden, you know, people are like, what the fuck just happened?
You're getting ready to have the carry trade here in the next couple of weeks, because by noon tomorrow, oil will be over $100. I guarantee you. By noon tomorrow, it'll be over $100. Well, that's going to start. That's already starting in Japan, and they've basically already switched over to XRP. But you also have your shorts trading, your naked shorts getting called out all over the world. Turkey did it again this week, called it out, stopped it. And now you've got Trump calling it out. He hasn't stopped it yet, but we're next. And what did you just have a week ago? You had the crash in silver, and they stopped the market. What happened? Everybody got out. Most of your banks got out, and they dumped it onto Jane Street. They picked up all the silver shorts. So now they're the Lehman Brothers. They're the Lehman Brothers this time. They're the guinea pig. They're getting the sacrificial lamb. So it's coming. I mean, we're here.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely here for sure. What is this?
You guys subscribe to this channel. Marvin Davis dropped it. They do a live show. It's pretty good, man. I got to hop off. I appreciate Berserker Nerdy finally waking up today. And
Does that mean I get a write up? You gonna
No, man.
Oh, you're not gonna
I ain't writing
forgive.
it up.
Okay.
I just like to talk shit, bro.
I got
some daddy shit to
write the
do. I got to
write-up.
go grab my son. So,
All right, brother.
Beautiful.
Shout out to everybody, man.
Love you, Buster.
Love you. Thank you for the tip.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it. Yeah, we're about to blast off, bro.
Let's go.
I feel good. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Thank you, Buster.
Buster gets it right up now.
Nitty gritty. Get your ass back on here, man. I enjoyed talking to you today, brother.
You're very kind. Thank you so much.
Another one on Buster's point.
Nerdy
is
was
this.
you were so tired from swinging that French bread. That's why you woke up late.
Hey, Dahmer's my boy, man. Dahmer's fucking hilarious. But
let's go.
On this
What's
one,
this?
This is from Judy Sheldon. So Judy actually she applied for a nominate to be the chair. So speaker, there's like a nomination. Introduced Idaho legislation today. And it goes into calls upon so it says the legislature calls upon Idaho senators and representatives in Congress to correspond advocate for legislation enabling Treasury trust bonds and work towards a bipartisan passage before the end of the 119th Congress. So the trust bonds is a really big deal. That's the solidiest thing. That's the gold convertibility that I've been talking about, which ties directly into what Papa's been saying. So the timing of that release is just fucking... The timing of all this releases is suspicious as fuck.
No, fucking Papa's turned into the fucking MVP. He's one of the smart ones now.
For real.
He's kicking out.
Definitely.
We're in deep shit then, buddies.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, what else is going
We're
on?
in deep shit.
Another one was this one. This is from Sipe. Hold on. Let me change my sound thing so I can hear you. Another one is from Cyprus. Sipe talked about how things are shifting, and he released this schedule, basically United States stablecoin through the Genius Act, and then Hong Kong has one legislation for stablecoins, UK, and then another one for United States, and then EU. So they're getting ready, man. They're really getting ready with the stablecoin stuff, and there's a lot of like banks are basically don't like the fact that people you can skip their system. I think Circle just did some kind of transaction where they used their token and then bypassed Swift altogether. So I think they want to get all the stablecoin regulation in as quick as possible.
What do you got to say, Nova? You've been quiet this morning. You always got something valuable to talk about. He's muted.
Nova, you're muted. The Jakey hate dying down from this carry trade prediction.
Nah, fuck Jake.
Nah, fuck that guy. That's funny. You're good on this side. You're not muted here. It's just you're maybe on your computer.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah?
Yup.
Oh, fuck. I've been
Yerp.
talking to myself this whole fucking time. I've been talking
Pretty
over
much.
God damn it. Fucking help us out. I'm coming on here to say I got to fucking leave because I got to go up to a volleyball game at my kid's high school. Anyways, I was going to talk about X payment shit. You touched on it, Melissa. That's kind of where I was at. Willie today, he put something out, whether it's him or not. He put something out saying it's purely fiat, old school, nothing to do with crypto at this time. I'm seeing stuff that there's going to be the ability on your X account to be able to tap into buying, owning, crypto and fucking anything and everything else. So that's what I've got my eye on. I was a little horny and hopeful that we were going to get a crack at it with either XRP or XLM or even Quant. But I'm not seeing anything there that says any of that. I am hearing and thinking through, talking with Grok and a couple of buddies and whatnot, and doing the research, I guess, and hearing some other people is the fact that maybe they're going to utilize Doge. This is a way where Doge may get its moment to shine per se, right? So I don't know. I got rid of all my Doge way back when. I hold like fucking 5 XRP, Quant, I'd say Ondo, and then ZN and XLM, and I'm trying to build my H bar back up. I've had to tap into my crypto, boys. I've had to sell at times, and ladies, I've had to sell at times to be able to make it through these crazy ass times with 3 girls that are of decent age, one going off to university, right? So crypto has been the hedge for me. I had some super gains on the old Trump pump that I've been able to lean on at times when need be. So I'm still a fan of crypto. This past year was shit. But lesson learned. And again, I think like Uncle says, we're about to blast off. I'm bullish as fuck. And the oil thing, and Papa, you're killing it. You know what you're doing. Everyone, yeah, that's it, man. I hadn't been in a while. It's been a minute, and all is good otherwise. But I am still bullish on crypto. I think we're going to see something special at some point here. I just don't know when. I just know it is going to happen. My opinion.
Yeah, it has been depressing for a little bit.
Oh God, man, fuck, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel bad because I told people, like, oh man, XRP, and I was all fucking pumped up and like, you got to get some and get a little this, that. On a personal side of things, not as a business person and advice or anything like that. Just, hey man, this is what's going down. Take a look, see what you think. And those people are down like, 40, some of the stuff. Like I myself, I'm down 70 on my.
We all are. Yeah.
Everyone is, right? So it's just kind of like in the same sense, I get a little twisted up. I get then horny and excited about the opportunity to buy. So then in the same sense, not only am I selling, but then I'm grabbing on these dips because it's like, if I can, I will, and I do, and it's insane. So then I make a little bit off of those dips, and I'm able to leverage that in what I need if I need it to top up whatever may be, right? So I don't know. It's kind of like, and again, this is my opinion, but it's kind of like, would you say, like sell on Friday, buy on Sunday kind of program that I'm kind of noticing here? Like with what I'm paying attention, it seems to be always a decent opportunity to buy on a dip on a Sunday, and then you better sell it by Friday is kind of how I've seen it play out over the last little while for myself personally. But yeah, I don't know. I'm that's it. Otherwise, everything is good. Still happy about my decision to get into crypto and use it as a portion of my overall investment, which I think we should all be doing. There's other investments out there that you should all be maybe doing as well, but we'll see where this world goes and what happens with that world. But I think that the banks and the institutions, they are all ready. They know what they're about to do. You guys, we need this fucking USA clarity. And as soon as we get that, I think we're good to go. Yes, honey, I'm leaving. I'm going. Anyways,
face it, Nova,
have a good day.
Nova, you are a crypto crackhead alcoholic.
Yes. Yes.
A cryptoholic.
I'm a cryptoholic for sure. Absolutely, man. Guilty. I think we all are. And
yeah, we are.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm going up to V-Ball. All the best, everybody. Stay strong.
Nova, tell your old lady. Can she hear us right now or what?
No, she went back in.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say you're a fucking treat, bro. You had to.
Hey, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, guys, just hold on. Accumulate if you can, and just wait. It's coming. Happy International Women's Day. I wanted to get that out there.
Nice. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Hey, listen to me. Right. Can she hear me?
No, she can't. She can't. This is a father of 3 daughters and a wife that I'm still married to, believe it or not. 20 years. How do you do that?
He's a good man. He's a good man. Thanks for lending him to us. Tell her that.
I'll let her know. Cheers, guys.
All right, brother.
See you, Melissa.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Melissa talking when you thought it was his wife.
Is Melissa?
Yeah.
Like, listen.
You're like, wait, she can hear me.
Yeah. So funny.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey,
You've been
to
turning
add
up.
to that-
What's
Hey,
that? Go
to
ahead.
add
Go
to
ahead.
that William Shatner thing, I seen a thing the other day. He was on Hawaii 5-0 back in the day, and he was hunting a guy, and he was going to his house, and so they were listening to him call, and the number he called was 589-0589.
Oh wow, that's funny.
And then he's on back in the day on a radio show, and he's talking to this, and there's a fairy that's a character on this. The fairy's name is Fairy 589. You can't make this shit up.
What the hell is this?
It's
William Shatner. What the hell is this William Shatner crap? I mean, what's he got to do with anything? This is the first I've heard of that.
There's
How's he connected?
Riddler connections. Yeah, it's all based on the Riddler stuff.
I have a question for you guys. So here's my speculation. Like, they didn't expect us, okay? They didn't expect us to have eyes to see and start really giving attention to the little games that they play. And I think that, yes, this has been planned for a very long time. Certain folks have been given roles, or whether they know or they don't know, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But those that know that they're supposed to be watching Shatman and some of these other characters for like ambiguous or like just stupid stuff that the average person doesn't give attention to, they're giving hints to those in the know. And we just so happen to be picking up on this shit and going, what? And we're putting it on blast, which is really freaking funny if you think about it, because I think they've been operating in the dark like this for so long, like in the dark, out in the open, because the average people don't know, you know? And so when you tell them, hey, when, you know, this guy gets on stage and he's wearing boots with a suit, that's a sign of something. He's talking to someone, or you got the Shatman, you know.
Shatman.
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of wondered what your guys' thoughts were on it, because it's humorous at this point to me. All of this shit. It's so funny. What do you think?
Well, what's the old biblical saying? With those with eyes to see and ears to hear?
Yeah, man. Right? Yeah.
I think you're right with the whole hidden message shit. They definitely do that. You know what I mean? It's like they're required to do that and put out the hidden message in plain sight. They have to let people know what they're doing. It's part of their religion.
Yeah. Well, not even so, like, yes, I would say that, you know, part of the religion, but also like if you were born up in a family that this is what you know, this is what you're taught, you keep your freaking mouth shut. These are the people that you listen to. These are the words, these are the signs, these are the whatever, right? These are what you want to give more attention to. And so like when there's an article like 17, for example, the number 17, there's significance. It's used for a lot of different reasons. And I think the Q movement kind of lopped onto the 17. But if you notice, the news uses that a lot. 17,000, 1,700, 17, whatever. It's like, okay, this is interesting. But I think they use other terms and words and things also that those in the know, they understand that they need to dig deeper. So if there's an article written with something that they know they're supposed to pay attention to, then they get deeper and start looking. And that's kind of how I found XRP and all of the other supporting details of why I kept looking into it, because I kept falling down those rabbit holes and kept getting verified and validated with every time. So I don't know. We see it and other people don't. And it's a shame.
Hey, Melissa, yeah, you know, Trump had a meeting with the Latin American leaders the other day. Guess how many were there?
How many? 17.
17.
I mean, I feel like the 17 is a throw. It's like a head nod. It's whoever is in the know of whatever they're doing, that this is the 17 operation. This is, those in the know. I don't know. That's just what I think. And then I also think they're probably screwing with us too, with other things too, to throw you off. So if I don't know. Wonder why they're
Well,
showing it all.
Future proofs past.
Yeah, baby.
I think
And
that in the old days they threw it in our face and put it out there because the evil ones were required to. That was part of their game. They had to put it out there for you to see. If you figured it out, okay. If you didn't, but I think the good guys have now taken that same thing and put it out there with the cryptology, with the bear and everything else, putting it out there for us to figure out as a way of slapping them in the face.
It's so true. And then, like, you guys were playing the little clip from that was absolute fire with Monica and Brad and Ashish Burla when he was interviewing them, and just even Brad to like talk about Chris Larson and his conspiracy theories, and he like. I feel like Brad Garlinghouse and some of those guys are similar to how Trump gives the nods to all the things that we find by posting videos and like pushing it along. Like Brad does the same exact thing with the riddling, and so does David Schwartz with the riddling when it comes to XRP. And I don't know, I just have to smile and laugh whenever I see these things, because I just think it's all really entertaining. And either they're severely fucking with us or we're definitely in the right place, right? Like that's it's one of the other guys, and I think it is the latter.
Hey, Nitty Gritty, you had that book. You had that book you were holding up earlier. What's that all about?
Thank you for asking. I didn't know when it would be appropriate to bring up. I agree with the last comment there. It's the book. The book is entitled The Warburgs, written by a guy, I believe his name is Ron Chernow. No, that's not. Yeah, something like that. No, it's a Cheney guy. Anyway, what's the point? Here's the point. Let me ask you a question. What year was the Federal Reserve established?
33.
1913.
1913.
Oh, 13. 1913. That's what I meant.
That. Everybody.
Yeah.
What year did World War I break out?
1913.
14.
1914.
Yeah, a year later.
Who was the head of M&M Warburg and Company in Warburg, Germany in 1914? Max Warburg. Who was the first chairman of the Federal Reserve? Paul Warburg. Those two guys had the same mother and father, and they were both the heads of the largest banking institutions in the two constituent countries that were at war with one another. Heads up. Is that a coincidence?
No.
Don't believe in coincidence.
Not at all.
There's a little sauce.
Ooh wee.
Good stuff.
I want some biscuits
supposedly-
with that gravy.
Almost nobody knows that.
And
Yeah, give us a little more meat on that.
All right then. Who remembers George W. Bush? Who remembers George Herbert Walker Bush's father? Who remembers George Herbert Walker Bush's father's name? Prescott Sheldon Bush. Prescott Sheldon Bush was a roommate with Avril Bunny Harriman at Yale. Who remembers the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid movie where they were knocking over trains and Old Man Harriman, the railroad robber baron, sent the Pinkertons after them? Same family. Who ran the machine shops for the Harriman Corporation back in the 1800s? Prescott Sheldon Bush's father, Samuel Bush. They created the CIA. It was an outgrowth of the Army OSS. Your problems with radical Muslims is a problem with intelligence agencies. And it's global. It is a worldwide problem because intelligence agencies, as in with 1953 Operation Ajax when they deposed Mohammad Mossadegh there in Iran because he nationalized the Caspian Sea Oil Company's property that they had developed in Iran. They only wanted to give Iran 5% of the money for the oil, and Mossadegh said that's not enough, we want 15%. And they refused him, so he nationalized it. He was a democratically elected president of Iran. Iran hadn't attacked anybody in 500 years. So the point is they deposed him, which was a joint operation between British intelligence and the newly formed CIA. And they installed the Shah, who ran the place for 28 years until he sought cancer treatment in the States in 1979 when the Khomeini took over. And that's just a clown show. These guys that act like they're all very, listen, the radical Muslim movement, that is a product of intelligence agencies who need boogeymen. Now, I'll take it further. We needed to have a way to justify the defense spending in the absence of the Soviet Union after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1990. So they came up with this idea that we were going to have Tim Osman, the CIA code name for Osama bin Laden, take out buildings in New York and other places. And then after George W. lost his position, it went to a guy named Iraq Hussein Osama. Is you crazy? Is you expects me's to believe that? I don't think so. It's a big psyop. They're telling it to us. They're making fun of us.
Yes.
Who thinks that we elected Barack Hussein Obama in the shadows of the fallen buildings from 2001? I don't think anybody believes it. And guess what? You didn't. And people say, oh, well, it's great the kids are getting used to doing these elections or voting. Voting is a ceremony. Voting is a ceremony. And it's made to roughly resemble an election, but it is not. However, it's still important to vote. And I think things are being changed. And one of those things was in 2018, there was a computer system put into every elections machine across the country in 3,100 counties. And it's called the Albert system. And it is a real-time data link to each voting machine in each precinct clear across the country. And do you know where it goes? It goes to the Department of Homeland Security, so the military knows who really won an election or not.
Huh.
So the military, they got that put in under an executive order after what they did to Roy Moore in Alabama in 2017. They put in this new system. And so they have, there's more that's taking place than we're being led on to know. And I guess that's enough for me for the time being. But the whole thing is a clown show. Iran is a CIA retirement community. It's upside down world. And they've got the mullahs and the Ayatollah Khomeini as the Halloween foreboding type of don't mess with us over here. And there were other places like that too. North Korea, that's a CIA upside down world. The deserts of Syria, CIA upside down world.
Australia,
right. Yeah, Pine Gap. There's places that you can go you're never going to come back from.
I have a perfect video to summarize nitty gritties thing. Hold on.
Run it, bro.
Good stuff, nitty gritty.
Thank you.
No sound.
No sound, nerdy.
There's no sound. Fucking hell. Fucking.
Come on, man. Get your shit together, nerd. Jesus.
What is this? Your first time?
I just want to go over a few things real quick. First one is this one. This is from Brad. BG saying that we need clarity ASAP, and then he's quoting on what Trump said about the Genius Act needs to be passed because it undermines banks. That's the first one, and then we get into. Hold on, let me change my sound. All right.
Damn, who knew Nitty was gonna come with all that? I had no idea when I asked the question he was gonna come with all that. That was very interesting.
Well, you asked a question, he answered it.
I just wasn't. I just wasn't expecting so much sauce. That was a whole lot of sauce.
All right. This goes into what he was talking about.
I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much tension around Iran is because Iran right now is the big leakage in the system.
No.
So,
But it's not about their nukes?
No. So, Iran's central bank counts. One of the reasons it counts is for oil and energy is very important, including for China.
Yeah.
And that's very important in the BRIC system. What the BRIC system is trying to do is to create independent payment systems. But if you're going to come out with programmable money, with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, and programmable money that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. And so you've got way too much leakage in the system to proceed with what they're trying to do. And Iran is, and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much tension around Iran.
And then I have the video for this one. I got the sound working, so I'm gonna play this one again.
Ooh.
Those are counterfeit. The world itself's just one big hoax.
Hold on, let me refresh that.
Society that disappoints you so much.
Oh, I don't know. Is it that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children? Or maybe it's that it feels like all our heroes are counterfeit. The world itself's just one big hoax. Spamming each other with our running commentary bullshit masquerading as insight. Our social media faking as intimacy. Or is it that we voted for this? Not with our rigged elections, but with our things, our property, our money. I'm not saying anything new. We all know why we do this, not because Hunger Games books makes us happy, but because we want to be sedated. Because it's painful not to pretend. Because we're cowards. Fuck society.
It's one of my favorite clips. That was for Iran. Okay, then we go into this, which is basically talking about, so it's document reaches CIA. This is one I showed earlier. Claims a long plan for Jewish domination around the world, control global finance, dominating media and information, fueling conflict between nations, pushing towards a major war between the United States and Russia, increasing political chaos and anti-Semitism, and mixing races to weaken nations of Europe and America, which, we've seen that happen, and gradually taking control of economics. It's called the Pax Judica, 1,000 Years of Peace under the Jewish domination. So it's an actual CIA document. So the 1,000 Years of Peace, that's where it comes from. It comes from this document. Just like Dark to Light comes from the Masonic Bible. That's that one. And then we have this one. So this goes more into proving that point about 9/11.
People don't go to war easily. Sometimes they have to be bombed into going to war. The bombing of September 11th opened the eyes of Americans to see the great conflict and the great danger that faces us. And once opened, and the the overpowering will of the majority of the people of the United States, of the steamroller, is inexorably moving to decide this. Don't go to war easily.
So that's another proof straight from the horse's mouth.
Who's the one? Somebody tweeted some shit. They're like, Rami Malek eats babies or something. There, I said it. You guys remember that? Yeah,
I don't doubt it. There was a fucking, I forgot what her name was. I think it was Ellen. There was a thing about how Ellen had some kind of assistant, and they fucking killed her and ate her, some shit like that. And there's this one about this general guy. He basically talks about 9/11 too.
9/11 is the biggest lie of our lifetime.
You were on site that day. You believe it may have been a false flag?
Yes, that's correct. It's obvious to me that Building 7 was a controlled demolition because the building collapses from the bottom down. For a building to collapse uniformly, which the video show, all the load-bearing columns would have had to have failed simultaneously. Unlike the Twin Towers collapsed from the top down. That's a progressive collapse.
Sure.
The trade centers were unique in that they were designed to withstand the impact of a jet. I've been involved with heavy construction for over 30 years, been involved with the constructions of high-rise steel frame buildings in Manhattan. I've worked on bridges, and I know what goes into these buildings. The outer skeleton of the building, the outer columns was like a fishnet, and you had these inner core columns which was substantial, thick steel beams to withstand 4 or 5 times what the loads were. The engineers always over-design a building, and they examined the dust, and they found what they call thermitic material, which is like an explosive incendiary. It was in the dust samples, and that's documented. There were reports of the buildings were undergoing an extensive elevator renovation in the 2 or 3 years prior to. All kinds of workers, they had access to the cores of the building. And on the day of the attack, the elevator company would not assist in the operations of the elevators. I mean, it was the elevator company. It subsequently went out of business. And a couple of years after that, you have sworn testimonies from firefighters regarding explosions in the building. They were suppressed, just like Building 7 was ignored in the 9/11 Commission report. It's not in there.
What do you think Al-Qaeda's role in all of this was?
I think Al-Qaeda is made up. The FBI came out, I believe it was 2006, and actually said, this is verifiable, I had no concrete evidence linking Osama bin Laden with 9/11. Osama bin Laden worked for the Central Intelligence Agency in Afghanistan. He helped us fight the Russians when they were in Afghanistan. CIA helped orchestrate 9/11. It was their plan.
That goes with everything Nitty Gritty was talking about.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. So it just proves to back everything up that, yeah, it's all been CIA, PsyOps.
Everything.
Yeah, technically. Fucking everything. And we're going to all right, I'll do this last one. It's about this fucking, I found this interesting. Hold on. I found this one really fucking interesting.
That as a Jewish person, like, I was fed a huge amount of lies about Israel my entire life. You know, they never tell you that. Oh, by the way, there were people there. They make it seem like it was just like they're sitting there. It was like the doors open.
Hours for the taking.
Like, it literally, they forget to include the fact to every young Jewish person, basically, like, oh, by the way, there were people there. I'm afraid of Jews. I'm 100% afraid of Jews.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. It would be nice to live somewhere that was not a part of the Christian apocalyptic prophecy, which is also probably a good idea. It's like, maybe settle somewhere that the Christians don't think you all have to die in order for the
and then they want us all to go there. They need a certain number.
They
of
need
Jews.
us to go there so we can die. So the apocalypse.
But that, could you imagine living in Israel? Would you ever go live in Israel?
No, it would be.
I'm the same way, and we're going to piss off a bunch of Jews. It's like, you know, for some reason, my mother, who's not religious or whatever, but there's her generation, they're kind of hung up on Israel, and they find some comfort in it. And I've been there, and I'm like, I couldn't imagine living here.
No, they're nice parts, and I think you I could imagine yeah.
He goes on and talk about it, but I just find it funny, or I find it really interesting that people are separating themselves from Israel, right? Because it's kind of like they're seeking refuge. They're like, hey, no, whatever the fuck is going down, we have nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with us. That's all Netanyahu. That's all his shit. It has nothing to do with us. We have nothing to do with any of that stuff. Don't blame us. Look at him. I think the timing is fucking, because remember, all these people were the same people that were telling you to take the jab. Now these people are separating themselves. You know, it's like,
hey,
go ahead.
Hey, nerdy, there's a video over there in the private chat. One of these days, y'all gonna have to teach me how to put them on here directly, not have to bother y'all. But over there about World War II, the Jews. Play that one. It's a shorty. Goes along with that.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks for coming on. Happy coffee time, everyone. 229 live community chat. We talk crypto, red pill, whatever we want, and you can join too. Welcome aboard. 226 watching. That's glorious. That means everybody's like, what's going down? They want to talk about it. They want to think about it. They want to figure it out, you know? But yeah,
well, guess what? You got me,
bullish.
You got Papa, you got Nitty Gritty. you got
Nitty Gritty, bro.
Nitty Gritty got sauce, man. I'm glad to have Nitty Gritty on our arsenal.
Yeah.
Hey, ZRK.
Really bright man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love you.
Oh, I thought you were telling me. I thought you were going to tell me to
Love
fuck
it.
myself.
No,
Love
man.
it.
I love you too.
You are a marvelous, brilliant spirit.
I appreciate that.
I truly love you, man.
We all
Bro, I
love
can't wait till
Berserker.
I'm tired of having my hands and feet tied, bro. We're like, we're like waffling around in the waters of fucking clown world. Like we need to be unleashed, so
All
we
you
can
guys-
really be powerful.
All of you guys are marvelous. You really are.
Thank you.
I had a lady friend, 2015. She wanted to go on a pilgrimage to Israel to go do the Jerusalem thing and that whole bit. And afterwards, she wanted to take the Nile cruise. She had a lot of bread. I couldn't go. I had to work. So she goes on to do this. But before she did, I warned her and advised her that it was an extremely bad idea. I told her, don't do it. And she went on ahead and did it anyway. So when she returned weeks later, the Nile cruise thing's like a 2-week deal. You know, they take you all the way down to Luxor and all of that stuff. When she got back a week after her return, and here's the big part, a plane went down, a commercial airliner went down on that side of the Mediterranean.
That's not a coincidence, right?
I just knew that it had been a long time since a plane went down over there. And just, you know, by weird twist of circumstance, here's this person I know that's planning a trip out there. And I had a sense to me about it being a bad idea. So I told her. And a week after her return, they had a commercial airliner go down. And so that's enough for me right now.
Very interesting.
Roger that.
Here's one from Papa.
1941, the Germans forced us to dig a long, deep trench. And after we did what they wanted, they brought a group of Jews and threw them into the trench. And the Germans ordered us to bury them alive. We firmly, these are the Russian prisoners, we firmly rejected this disgusting act. The Germans ordered us to take the Jews out from the trench, and they threw us into the trench instead of the Jews. And they ordered the Jews to bury us alive. We were shocked when the Jews began to bury us without hesitation. The Jews almost covered us when the Germans stopped them and pulled us out. And we were surprised by the German commander who shouted at us, We wanted to show you, to prove to you who the Jews are. They are ungrateful, merciless, and without love.
Boom. That was it.
Okay.
I'll play this one just to switch it up a bit.
Run it, dude.
This is from Walmart now accepting Bitcoin.
And just the ease of which regular folks, people who go to Walmart. There are 150 million Americans who use Walmart online or in person every week. Can now actually have crypto in the very same app. They can buy it, they can hold it, they can store it, they can trade it if they want. And then when they want to go pay for something, they can turn it into cash and like we said, go OnePay is actually integrated into the checkouts of Walmart. So it is, I think, a milestone in that case, Carl.
All right, Hugh, thank you.
So it's kind of funny how we're talking about all this stuff, and it's like it all interlinks, right? Like everything we're saying literally interlinks, and we're watching this plan, this orchestrated plan take place, this whole 1,000-year of peace bullshit. But in all actuality, it's 1,000 years of peace under who is the question no one was actually asking, and now we know. Interesting time ahead.
Good stuff, nerdy.
Hell yeah, nitty gritty. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Love y'all lots. You guys have been quite a crutch for me. All I do is work and try to get over it, and then I get to look forward to coffee time and the boardroom. And cool. I don't have a lot of friends. I've got one friend, and so you guys are it.
No, you got 230 friends.
There you go.
Actually, if you think about it statistically, it's more than that because people cycle through this show. Some days we have more. Some
It's like
days.
thousands.
I would say
that's-
no. It's less than that. It's probably about 1,000. 1,000 throughout all of them. Yeah.
Thanks, thanks, Zerker. You're making me feel that much better.
No, but honestly, we're all in that boat, including me, and that's current.
Yeah.
It's like real currently. I mean, all of us really only have like maybe one friend if we're lucky, like outside of all of this.
Yeah.
If we're lucky. And that's the truth. One friend that can fucking take us psychobabbling about all the red pill and all the stuff. Even though it's all true, we all know it's true. It's just one of those things where they still love us and they still accept us even after the entirety of all this stuff coming out of our brains and our critical thinking and all that. They may not be awake, but they still are there. But it's only one person, one if you're lucky. That's why we need another outlet, and that's what this is. It's about us talking to each other.
We are the ripple. We are the wave. We are shaking cages, monkey and potatoes, and
monkeys,
and passing that energy on. And people are realizing, you know what? Maybe these guys are right. Maybe there's something to this shit. Oh shit. Maybe the media is a bunch of bullshit and it's all owned by the same people. Oh shit, maybe the literature, the textbooks that we're reading are owned by the same fucking pedophiles that are in the Epstein files. Oh shit, it makes a lot of sense now.
When I look at it from like everything's all like zoomed out and stuff, and I look at it, I'm like, dude, it's so muddy and confusing. It's gonna take a long time to process through all the stuff for the masses to do that, and that's what's fucked. I used to be like, why don't they wake up? What the fuck? Or like, no, dude, this is like a long time. A lot of stuff has been released, but it's been released in such a like fire hose fashion that it's like, bro, we can't even get our shit together until we're definitely going to be under this new system before anybody starts trying to process any of that shit.
Melissa said something about discernment and how it's a good thing that we have discernment, right? I think people who have discernment are chosen and they're blessed, because you do have to remember that some people are selected, some people are chosen, and then other people try to make their way in. But I think we are all chosen to, go against the grain, go against fucking demons and Satan and this negative energy, this force.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pop.
Hey, nerdy, there's another one over there in the private chat. It says Bible facts. Anybody that doesn't believe in God, nobody that doesn't believe in God, explain this to me if you play it.
All right, I got it. 1 second.
Yeah. Facts. This show has kept me sane. You're not alone in Michael Jackson's voice. You're not alone.
There was a really good
job, Berserker.
Run it, bro.
There was a really good
Why does Michael Jackson?
there's a really good movie that De Souza, I forgot his first name, but
Dinesh D'Souza.
yeah, Dinesh D'Souza. Yeah. He created a movie, basically talking about how the government's foot is on your face, and he shows basically it's like visuals about how he's forcing someone. This is person that's on the shocking table, and this general person is holding up 4 fingers, and he's shocking him until he realized that he's holding up 5 fingers, even though he's holding up 4 fingers. And it's like basically a metaphor of like how everything works, right? It's like they try to alter the truth by shoving bullshit in our face so much that if you shove so much lies into someone's face, they eventually start believing it as truth, type deal. But it's good that we're fighting back and providing facts. And I think the biggest thing, I was talking to my mom about this too. I was like, the biggest thing you can, so when people have a belief system, or people, like for example, you have people who believe whatever the TV said or whatever, it's hard to convince those people that what they believe is wrong, right? Because they kind of make that their identity, where it's like, I am this person and I believe what this person is saying. That is my gig. That is my thing. And the only way how you get people to see the truth is by providing facts, actual documented factual information, the same sources that they trust, and say, you know what, hey, look what's happening. Look at this, look at that. You make your own decision. I'm not going to challenge your view, but just consider this. Having that kind of approach actually wakes people up, because they start to question their own reality, which is like, whatever am I believing? Is it true? Can I trust people? With that, I was able to save, like I was able to save my mom with that, because through the whole COVID shit, had I not had actual proof and watching the Doctors Association, 127,000 doctors that rose up, had I not been following all that stuff and being able to show my mom, hey, look, these are the clots, this is what's happening to you, these are the little nano bridges that are building inside of you, this is an antenna, people are getting a Bluetooth numbers and all this shit. Like, had I not showed her that, and actual like surgeons cutting people's brains open and picking out this black goo out of their, where their pineal gland is and all this shit, had I not been able to do that, she would never believe what the fuck I was talking about at all whatsoever. She would have been like, oh, you're some kook, right? So I think it's really important that we stay close to the fact. I mean, it's like we can have our own theories, cool, but we're on this very fine line of anyone can write us off at any moment in time if we say some bullshit. So it's like, it's direly important that we stick to like, that's why I try to prove as many facts or as many papers or as many links as I can, because I don't want to, because it's easy to someone to write you up and be like, nope, you're a fucking liar, fuck you, you're just you're just a conspiracy theory, you're a right-wing extremist, I don't care what you say. So yeah,
canceled cuts both ways.
Yep.
Pretty soon there's only going to be 2 kinds of people, and they're going to both be adversaries of one another, because you're going to have the ones who are smart enough not to do that. They're going to remain, and then they're going to be our oppressors, and then it's going to be an interesting time, won't it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The whole point is to invoke critical thinking and to invoke, the questioning of people's reality. It's not to say I'm better than you, or you're dumb, or blah blah. It has nothing to do with that. It's more of like, I'm trying to save your ass. Wake the fuck up, because you're in a psyop. And to like show people, like, look, be careful who you trust. You can't really believe everything you say, because to people, because you have to understand there's a lot of people who just don't care about any of this shit. They're too busy with their regular 9-to-5 life. They have no means of even wanting to know about any of this shit. So the little glimpse that they get, you have to try to like plant a little seed. Like Zerk says, you got to plant that seed and just get people wondering and talking about it. And the more that people talk about it, the more that it breaks the ice, and the more that it becomes normal to question shit. And the more that people question shit, is the more likely that we can save our country and save freedom, because it's all an ideal at the end of the day that needs to have harsh conversations. And if you don't have these harsh conversations, then we're kind of fucked, right? Like if you're going to kind of limit thought and everyone's kind of like cookie cutter, like, oh, I believe this, so I have to believe this type shit. Like we really can't live in a world like that. People,
Those
have
are going to
to
be the
go thoughts.
casualties.
Yeah, I agree.
And you have to look at this. That was a carefully engineered attack of monumental proportions in the midst of an undeclared war by a non-uniformed combatant using psychological operations. It's very serious.
It is.
They didn't like the challenge to their base of operations, so they decided to kill our families.
Exactly.
And then they did.
Yeah, they infiltrated our own home, which is fucking wild, right? And the things that people don't really understand is that what is taking place in America has been done to other countries before. It's called regime change. And if you don't know what a regime change is and what it looks like open borders and people coming into your country and people going into your government and changing your laws. Like, look at New York. That's a regime change. People think that it's like, you know, a whole bunch of people going to come in at once. It's going to be this big war. And no, it's not. The battlefield has changed and has been modernized to be, you know, quote unquote politically correct. And a lot of people don't really realize that it's the social media and word of mouth and media. It's the new battlefield. It is the new battleground. It's information warfare 110%. And that's why psyops and stuff exists.
Let me drop this little fact on you about that. Everybody goes, nobody can come to America. Nobody can bring war to America. They can't defeat us here. They did, because the COVID, more Americans died during the COVID, during the shots, than World War I, World War II, Korea War, and Vietnam put together. More Americans died.
And it was a silent genocide of Americans, and no one talks about it because everyone's afraid to talk about it because there's a stigma of, you know, let's not talk about the COVID stuff because I feel XYZ about it. And they've created this psychological net in people's mind, this cage where it's like, you know, let's just avoid that conversation. And it's scary because that goes into psychological operations. That's exactly how it works. And people need to recognize like how this shit works, because if you don't know how it works, you're always going to fall for it. Oh my gosh.
Well, also, you look at the numbers. Look at the number of people that took it. Well, think about it. They don't want to talk about it because then they have to admit I made a mistake.
That's right. The best I've heard was that only about 15% globally didn't take it.
It's a small number. You know what I mean? Most of the world took that shit, and now we're seeing 35-year-olds suddenly dying, and no one is wondering why they're dying, but we all know why they're dying. Because every single person who took it, there was an expiration date. They literally, you know, injected themselves with the expiration date, and it's a biological weapon, and we're watching it take place, which is it's really fucked up. And along that, another thing pop up where they hit us with was a hypersexualization, right, with OnlyFans and all this shit, where they took a whole generation of women and kids and basically said, you know, fuck your moral. You don't need any morals. You don't need any kind of anything. And also with the gender switching, right? How people are basically, castrating themselves. All the shit ties into taking over a nation, where you destroy the nuclear family, two, you basically ruin everyone's self-confidence and make them hyposexualized, and then you just no one wants in the schools is they infiltrated the schools where no one knows how to read anymore, so they can't read the Constitution, nor can they know their laws, nor they know how to operate in society. So it's like, and that's the easiest way how to take over a country, because now you have people that are going to pass, bills and packages, and just no one's even know what the hell that's in it, and all of a sudden you live in this world. It's like, oh shit. So they know that it has nothing to do with our generation, it has to do with future generations, and so this longevity plan, it's a bigger deal than people realize, and they're not taking it as serious as they should. And that's the scary part of the whole damn thing.
They basically fulfilled the prophecy of Paul Harvey.
Yep.
If I were the devil.
Exactly.
1965.
100%. That's a perfect segment into Papa's video. I'm gonna run this.
All right, there's no way you've seen this in the Bible. Check this out.
Very first words in Genesis, Bereshit in Hebrew. The last letter, Bereshit, is Tav. Okay, now Tav is the first letter in Torah. If you go every 50 letters in the book of Genesis, you will get the spelling of Torah. Every 50 letters. If you go to Exodus, if you go every 50 letters, you get the spelling of Torah. If you skip Leviticus and go to Numbers, you go every 49 letters and you get Torah spelled backwards. And if you go to Deuteronomy, every 49 letters, you get Torah spelled backwards. Why? They're both pointing to Leviticus. In Leviticus, every 7 letters, you will get the spelling of Yahweh. YHVH. Every 7 letters throughout the entire book of Leviticus, because Leviticus shows it would take the sacrifice of the perfect Lamb of God, Jesus Christ, to atone our sins. I mean, that's amazing.
Did you know that? God's word is full of so many treasures. Follow for more videos like this.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Try to write a book with something like that encrypted into it. I dare you.
Right?
That's trippy. That is trippy.
Yeah, that was good shit.
Someone asked for my Cash App thingy. Here it is. It's right there.
Here you go.
If you want to donate to me directly, thank you. I appreciate you. And
away you go.
But yeah, it's just, I'm glad people are waking up. I'm looking forward to the future. There's all this blockchain stuff that is going down. It's happening at a certain time. Perfectly aligns to what Papa was saying about the silver stuff. Perfectly aligns with, you know, stablecoin regulations, but has everything to do with Basel and all this other shit. So
we're here.
We are here. We have made it.
We are here.
We are finally
We are
here. But I don't think it's weeks, Zerky Zerk. I don't think it's weeks. I think it's like a year and a half, 2 years time. But we are here for sure, definitely.
Yeah. I respectfully disagree with you this time, Ernie.
What do you think about the carry trade stuff? Everyone's so hyping it up all the time. I really don't think it's a big deal, to be honest with you. What do you think? Because they released their stablecoin stuff.
You're about to find out. You're about to find out.
That's
right.
I like it. Thank you, Melissa. Love you.
You're welcome. Did you get my note?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Hell yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Hey, Nerdy, I apologize too over the weekend. I spaced out and forgot to call you back. Sorry, bud.
Oh, no
I figured
worries,
it out
man.
anyway.
No, call me whenever. I just been, honestly, bro, I just been busy just developing the stuff. Oh, to everyone that doesn't know, me and Expectaverse, Nerdy X Labs and Expectaverse has partnered up. So we are working together. There's actually more stuff within that. I can't really say it because I did sign an NDA, and it was my first NDA that I signed, so I'm really happy about that. But we are working on things, and it is official collab. So stay tuned for more stuff. But I will say this: where Meta fucked up, I know where they messed up, and I know exactly what they went wrong. And whatever Elon is doing, there's a lot of flaws in that whole ecosystem. I don't want to talk about it because then people are going to steal my ideas. But there's a lot of shit that people don't see where the world is going, that it is going. But I will say this, that if you build things and you build things for the current generation, it's only going to last until the current generation does. But if you build things for the future generation, you have longevity in your company. There's a lot of things that people are not realizing, like there's future generations that don't know how to read, and they're more visual than they are with words. And a lot of people aren't really designing for that part. And another part is Bishop says, Nerdy, stop talking. But yeah, that's enough.
Hey, Nerdy, who is that you said you partnered with, and what do they do?
So Expect there is a metaverse. I'll pull up the website so you can see it.
Daniel wants to know how to get off the grid, Papa. Sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
I was going to ask Nerdy, like, I know there was like the controversy surrounding X Spectre, right? In a lot of the XRP community, which has left me quite confused over the whole thing in regards to them. And so I know I trust you. So you're not going to be partnering with someone who's not legit, right? But
100%.
There was all of that stuff, and so I've kind of just stayed on the sidelines looking and watching, because that's what I do, because I'm a dipper-tower. But I'm really curious to see. And the other thing I wanted to mention is just how you're saying, there's different things, people are building things and they're not thinking about this and that and all this kind of thing. I don't know if you watched our last show with Niall and Fitzy with the whole NFT revelation, which is actually something I figured out on my own when I created my own NFT regarding the IPFS files and being able to download anybody's stuff, And it's like, oh man, this is not good. And, the average user had no clue. And even the average person creating NFTs had no clue because they didn't ask the questions. They didn't go, So anyway, I'm interested to see what you're doing.
There's a lot of things that people don't really like. When people say blockchain and they talk about blockchain, they think it's like this magic hocus pocus and everything's going to be safe and secure, but it's not really like that. It actually introduces a lot more security flaws than it does solve. The whole point of everything being public is actually a big flaw rather than an advantage. There's a reason why a lot of financial institutions have private rails. There's a lot of reason why software developers who develop things don't open source their code, because they do have intellectual property rights over their stuff. So, and that's what you mentioned about, like, NFTs and stuff. All you need is the CID number, and if you were to copy the CID number, it leads you right to the file, and you can just download it directly from there. You don't really need to purchase the NFT. So, 110%. So there's a lot of problems that haven't been solved, and we've kind of just in this wild west of blockchain, and we're kind of just like we're all basically just messing around with hello world at this point with blockchain. There's no one really knows exactly how to work, how to utilize it and how to integrate it into their business model without without all the security risks. So and there's another problem with blockchain, whereas like you have so many developers who are developing for other blockchain people, but they're not really developing for adoption, right? And it's like everyone's creating the same thing. It's like an overlap of industry, and we've seen the same thing in the .com era, and with even with social media, where it's like the best man wins. So a lot of these things are not going to survive. A lot of these projects are not going to survive. A lot of these ecosystems are not going to survive. A lot of this shit is not going to survive because there's actually no utility for it, and it overlaps with everything else.
Well, and the other thing is, Nerdy, I think I was saying this on either the space or the show. I believe the big box, the big conglomerates, they're very well aware of some of these things. So even, all of the NFTs and people building, their platforms and all the things, they know very well that people could download them and that would be a problem. And so as long as the current builders are none the wiser, sure, kids, go ahead, keep playing, do your thing. We're building the thing that's going to be the real solution here on the back end. You're never, and then when it's ready, boom, everybody will go there,
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And that's why I think like IMUTV and what Niall has built is a real solution, which is kind of a direct like pushback to the decentralization mantra that a lot of people in the crypto digital asset space are champions of, right? But in order to protect yourself, sometimes there has to be some form of centralization, when it comes to fine art, music, movies, all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, there has like, and that's the thing that, you know, even if you're going to have a peer-to-peer service, it still requires some point of centralization, either is through your ISP provider, someone who's providing you the connection to the internet to run your node, or you know, who you're running your node by. A lot of people rent their equipment from third-party services. Not a lot of people are actually have their own infrastructure and are buying, you know, AMD Epic servers type stuff and running a whole data center in their house and willing to pay the bill for that. So there's like there is a centralization thing where it's like, you know, you can have one party own all the nodes and say you're running on a decentralized system, but one party can literally just shut off the network at any point in time if they really wanted to. So there's a lot of things that people won't really, you know, have considered when it comes to this industry, and why adoption hasn't happened, because this is why regulations are so critical, because you need these type of outlines and guidelines for industries who are going to build, to understand the cons and the risks before going forward and implementing it into their company, because a lot of these companies are, you know, billion, trillion dollar, $1 million companies who can sacrifice their whole business model just by integrating blockchain, which would be an oxymoron, which would go backwards rather than help it. It would destroy it. So yeah,
it's interesting, and unless you give it attention, or, you know, unlike people like yourself that understand, you're the ones that are going to be successful.
Yeah. And there's another big thing where I keep telling people that, you know, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but Ripple doesn't need XRP to survive their business. It's the other way around. Ripple has a product called RLUSD, right? So you have their open source community venture, which is the XRP ledger, but you have their actual product, which is the stable coin itself. Now, the stable coin itself is what helps the ledger, right? That's the oxymoron about the whole situation, is that XRP needs RLUSD rather than the other way around. And that whole ecosystem is now mainly being run on Ethereum, and it's holding most of the volume. So until we get, you know, actual regulation that comes into play, or something goes down where, you know, the volume shifts, we're not really going to see a lot of price of appreciation or valuation. And another thing that another factor, a variable, is the escrow, right? You have a time release of the escrow that goes on into 2036. So, you know, you can have massive amount of volume onto a chain, but if you release an escrow, it kind of dilutes that whole momentum, and then you're just back at the same place. So, you know, you can have a whole bunch of liquidity, but again, it depends on tokenomics.
Boom.
Yeah, it's not all
we,
black and white.
We moon 30 seconds later.
We moon 30 seconds later.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, you know, it could happen at any moment in time.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is, when you listen to people talk like you do, it's good to you circle back, and like, you do believe that it is going to moon. And so, but like, listening to you talk, like, some people might go, oh, then this is hopeless. Like, this is, you know, maybe this is not what I thought it was, or whatever. And you're just giving added information on how it's going to be, how it's going to come about. And then it is going to be pretty quick, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the whole AI situation, right? Like, it was just like a year and a half ago where everything was AI, ChatGPT, GPT. Like, it was going crazy. But now people are realizing that, oh shit, the accuracy rate of AI is like 40%, 60%. It actually makes my workload worse than it does make it better. It actually introduces more security flaws than actually fixing them. So it's like, we can hype up an industry and say, like, you know, we're ready for adoption, this and that, but you have to, like, a lot of people don't really acknowledge that it's technology made by humans, and it just gets trained off of data by humans. And if we don't, you know, fix it or look for all these different flaws, we're heading into a very messed up place where just nothing fucking works. And no one wants to live in an ecosystem where nothing works, where when everything works completely fine right now. It makes no sense.
Ooh-wee. So what do you think? What do you think?
Hey, real quick, let me answer Daniel's question here instead of ignoring. He asked me about being off grid. About the best advice I can give you, Daniel, is study up on it. You can go to YouTube channels. I've got one. There's a lot of people's got off grid YouTube channels. They'll show you little things. First thing is finding a place. It's not as easy as most people think it is. That's suitable. And your number one priority is water. Your number two priority is water. Your number three priority is water. Without that, you could forget it.
Right.
And then you have to. You don't have to be an expert in anything, but you better know some about carpentry, electrician, plumber, lumberjack, mechanic, welder. Because it's going to be you. It's going to be you doing it, and that's it. And if you can't hire somebody down, to come do it. You can, but you can't survive like that. But find your place and then access to it. But the best thing is just, like I said, get on there and just study what other people are doing. Everybody's got their own ideas. I've got my own. I put it on there, and other people have. Not saying it's right or wrong. It's just what's right for you. But that's about the best advice I can give you, bud.
I gotta highlight this comment by Jeff because it's actually hilarious. But I got electrolytes. That's the same. That's the same shit that we just went through with the whole, But it's ISO token. But it's gonna do. It's like, come on, guys. That's not how any of this shit works. We're gonna tokenize a crypto that's already tokenized. That's already a token. Like, nah, bro. That's not how any of this shit works. So. That shit's fucking hilarious. Like the biggest thing on everyone is, we'll just tokenize all the gold. Okay, but to tokenize anything, to say it's going to be decentralized, you still have to have a central entity who's going to audit that the gold is actually there, to make sure that the records are actually there. And that's another thing about immutable records is it's like the immutable record, even though it's an immutable record and it can be a source of trust, but the initial person who uploaded that record can be a flaw, meaning that you can upload lies into an immutable ledger and mask it as the truth, because it's a true lie, but it's still a truth. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that people are not considering, that the ledger is just a database. It's literally just a database, and what you put in is what you put out, is what you get out.
Yeah, and back to the point earlier that Melissa was saying, like, I sort of view. Hold on one sec, damn it! I'll be right back.
Hell yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of things that, if you go to other channels, they'll just hype up, this coin, that coin, this coin, that coin, but they're not really talking about, how this shit actually works. Because a lot of people don't really understand how any of this shit works. They're just kind of just talking out their ass. And
I view it like people, even in XRP, there's people that are here because of the opportunity, and then there's people here because of the cause, and I'm more cause. Like, I feel like I was pulled into this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I've already done shit that you shouldn't do as an investor, because I'm not listening to nobody. So I'm like stacking on them, because the people that are just pure, to make money, I don't think they're going to go as far as I'm going to go, to be honest.
I agree. I agree. There was this lady who talked about $300 trillion coming into the market.
You know what the market cap would have to be?
Hey, if 300 trillion comes in, this shit would be $50 quadrillion market cap, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. $30 million is real.
Blow the fuck out of any number that you even think is possible.
They think they're so smart too.
Huh?
Say that again.
They think they're so smart too.
Oh, those smug motherfuckers that be like,
that's why,
man.
There's a weakness to it. That's why
I'm talking to you.
This is what's crazy about XRP. The meat could inherit the earth through XRP. That simple. You know what I'm saying? And It's a longer vision, and I've wasted time, like even liberal conservative, like that's the first thing of conscious. I won't waste my time arguing because I don't view them as crazy. I just view them as less conscious. Like, oh yeah, you're not going to drag them to a higher level consciousness. Like they have to manage their emotions. First of all, they're all emotional for a reason. But I forgot where I was going with this. What did you say, Melissa?
I just said they think they're so smart when they
come
out. And that's the reason why a lot of people, they come out with all of those kind of talks, and then people that don't know a lot, it scares them off, because
and then some people need, nerdy does hella research, right? I don't need all the research, but there's people that be like, show me in the bank papers, Buster. Like they want actual proof because they don't have that vision.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when they get the proof, hopefully the 300 trillion already came in here and it's fucking over.
Hell yeah, bro.
All the money. All the money.
And along that line, people are bringing those figures in, and they're going off what we have now. They're saying 300 trillion. We're going to bring 300 trillion. They're not accounting for what we're going to have down the road because of all the new technologies and all the new businesses starting and all the people in the world getting banked it now. It's going to blow up bigger than people think.
Oh, hell yeah.
300 trillion is going to be nothing.
Yeah. The back to Melissa's point real quick is that there's I forgot, there's an actual word for this where I forgot what it's called, but basically when people don't really know about a subject, they try to use large technical jargon to basically act like they know what they're talking about, and if they repeat those terms,
it's called bullshit or nerdy.
If they repeat those terms enough, then they try to make themselves look smart and smug, like, I know what I'm talking about because I'm using these terms. It's like, nah, bro, that's not how any of this shit works. But
yep,
I've seen a lot of those people.
Well, it's intimidation. It's intimidation of others, and especially if someone is quote a leader in the space, or they will fight to the death to retain their supremacy over others, right? And so if anybody else comes around questioning them, they're going to do what they can do to make that person look really stupid, or try to force them into a match over wits or whatever. And like you say, they'll come at them with those big words and whatnot. But then you have to say, this is all new, people. Like, we're entering into a new world with the way things are being done. The foundation's being laid, the rails are being laid. And so the old ways, I don't think are going to be necessarily the same way, as we do in the future, especially when you consider things having to actually have value instead of being able to print fiat out of thin air. And, you deposit 1,000 and then they could turn around and loan out 1,000 and then do it again and again and again and again. It ain't going to go down like that. So the whole numbers thing is it's not going to be the exact same thing, I don't think. But what do I know?
No, I agree with you 100%.
You know a lot.
I think a lot of this stuff has a lot to do with yield generation, which is kind of mimics the housing, what happened with the over leveraging of the housing market when they're creating the fake loans, the ninja loans and all that stuff. They're basically trying to implement that same system, but in a legal way. I think that's why Coinbase is fighting really hard for stablecoin yield, because it basically allows them to do the same shit. I'm really curious to see where this goes and what stablecoin survives, because we can't have like a shit ton of stablecoins like that. Doesn't even make sense. There has to be maybe like one or two main ones, and then everything else is kind of like pseudo. I don't know.
Can I ask you guys your opinion too on this? So I keep going back and forth over the Clarity Act and the whole the ability to earn interest off of a stable coin, right? because like they're trying to fight against that and make it so that you're not allowed to earn interest off of stable coins. And like I'm looking at the people that are pro it and against it, and my initial thought was like, well, gosh, I think that would be good if you'd be able to make interest off of your stable coins. So like as you're going in and out of these different coins and you want to park your money off to the side in RLUSD and then collect interest off of that RLUSD while it's sitting there, knowing that it is 1-for-1, legit, backed, audited, all the things, why shouldn't you be able to do that? But then there's like a pushback against it, and then Brad Garlinghouse being for it or just saying like let's push it through, like some is better than none. Then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I just wonder where everybody stands on that.
Well, I think you got the banks fighting it because they are already in a world of shit. They're already basically insolvent, and now you're taking more of their bread and butter away because at the bank you're getting what, 0.5% interest if you leave it in your checking account or savings account, and if you can go over to RLUSD or some other coin, you can get 4 to 5 to 6%.
Right.
Well, everybody's going to run out the door with any sense.
I think the interesting thing that happened recently was Kraken with their Fed Master account approval. And then how they have a history with Ripple and how Ripple applied for the same thing, but it hasn't really gone through yet. I think there's a ecosystem, synchronized ecosystem right there that's happening.
XBR has the Fed Master account. Weren't they one of the first ones or the first one?
But no one likes Marshall though. That's not the problem.
That is a problem, but is it by design though? You know what I mean? Like I almost think because I really think there's a lot there. There's a there, big there. And I almost wonder if it is self-sabotage, like not ready to go mainstream. So it's out there, but just enough for those guys to see and dip their toe into it. And the rest of it, he don't want a bunch of eyes on him. Like, I really don't think, even though he goes on these different interviews and he's with the different senators and does the talks and he did the bill proposal or whatever, people still don't know who the hell he is, and they don't know what XBR is or Metallicus or any of that stuff. And I feel like they're going to come out of freaking nowhere to the majority of people that are in the digital asset space. What do you think?
I hope.
I could actually afford to buy me a big old bag of that one.
There was a recent someone did some kind of digging on Marsh and found some connections to masonry and connection towards Binance and how they work together, and their symbol and everything is all interlinked.
It doesn't surprise me though. You know what
it
I mean?
doesn't either. Like one bit, you know. Because was it the Proton wallet or whatever was the first one to be FDIC insured as well? So it's kind of like, you know, they were one of the first regulated applications in ecosystems before Ripple. So it's kind of, you know.
Well, and don't forget, like Binance, no matter what people think of that one guy, and now I don't know the full history of it or whatever, but I kind of think it was a big player in maybe ensnaring and trapping or showing or whatever people that were doing not so legal things in regards to Binance. I mean, what do you have to pay a fine or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But they're still up and going. And don't forget, Brian Brooks was at Binance. Brian Brooks is my boy. I love Brian Brooks. He's like one of my favorite. He's very smart. And if you watched like all the different places he went, and in fact, he was the first one when he was the appointed, I can't remember the name of this title. He was the first one that started the ball rolling with these trust bank thing. with allowing that, like back when he was under Trump's first administration. And then he went on to do all these other things. And one of his roles was at Binance, I think, for a moment or whatever. So I don't know, when you just start diving into how all these players are interconnected with one another. Oh yeah, Brooks is way better than Brian Armstrong. Brian Brooks is legit.
Yeah, Brian Armstrong is an asshole.
Yeah, he really is. He's not going away, but he's playing a role too. They all are.
He's definitely a plant for sure.
Yep.
He's definitely been the whole thing through consensus. He's basically JP Morgan's bitch at this point. Like JP Morgan, people don't really understand that JP Morgan actually owns the crypto industry. It's actually JP Morgan shit. So when we're saying that, crypto is going to replace the banks, it's actually an oxymoron, because the banks are the ones who's actually promoting the use of blockchain to better their business model, because they don't have to depend on B2C anymore. They can just depend on B2B, where they just become tech companies and provide API services for neobanks, and then they get a bigger reward versus being a bigger bank, and they don't really earn that much yield. So it actually benefits the banks, and that actually hinders them.
Heisen 215. This is the most realistic show ever created. It wasn't created, bro. This is all just unscripted. Don't give a fuck.
Grassroots shit.
Grassroots or
Days Vault. This is Days Vault. This is Days Vault. This is God-willed show.
Tell your friends, Heisen. Heisen.
Watch Dipito, Heisen.
Oh yeah, Dipito.
Also,
they got a dope show too, right there. That's Melissa.
Crypto Ladies, go watch them.
Digital Ladies Unscripted, Dipito show.
You got a bunch of hotties. Go watch the hotties.
Go watch the hotties. That's
just look up Dipito on YouTube. Dipito XRP on YouTube. Let's go.
Oh shit! What time is it? We're at 1:50. How many hours in? 2 hours and 30 minutes in, and we got a burp from Zerk.
We got a Zerk burp.
We got a Zerk burp.
Let's go, dude. Are we? What are we doing? Are we calling it? Or are we just chilling? Or
we can call it.
Okay.
I'm hungry. I gotta go eat some breakfast.
Yeah, we got some Sunday shit to do.
Yeah, Sunday.
In a world. Let's go. Say cheers, everyone. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's have a good day. Hope you all have a good day.
You too.
Let's say, Melissa, you want to go ahead and walk us out and say some cool shit, please?
What's the cool shit? Cool shit's watch Dipito show. We are actually, you guys know Mr. Man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mr. Man's coming on the Dipito show on Wednesday, and he's going to talk all about his new venture with Roman. I don't know how to say his name. Inochowski. They have a new thing called Wealth Digital that they're going to talk to me about. But Mr. Man's going to just lay down some facts. So it's going to be a really interesting show on Wednesday. And that's from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, we got Digital Ladies Unscripted on Monday night, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. With me, Keita, Lady K, and Opti. And that's always a real fun show. Not exactly sure what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it's going to be something cool. I'll tell you that. And this is the show right here full of legends. And everybody that happened to come in tonight, you're smart. You're smart for being here. And I thank you guys for having me. And I love you. Have a good rest of your day.
Go watch the 4 bathing beauties tomorrow night.
Getting busy. At the old Dipito show over there.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I mean, we are slowly. I mean, we're finally up to what I think like 1,179 people. So we're getting there. And I did the boot camp thing. If you ever did that, but I got myself a sweatshirt for passing the YouTube's boot camp thing.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Quincy. Another $1.11 super cash out.
Man, you guys are raking it in tonight. Very nice.
Thanks, Quincy. Appreciate the.
We retiring up in this bitch.
Hey, real quick, Mr. Man is a fucking intelligent motherfucker, man. Like that man.
Smart puppy.
He is full of information. He knows exactly what he's talking about. go check him out on his page if you're on Twitter. Also check out Sipe. Sipe knows his shit. If you want factual information and where things are going rather than some smoke bullshit, go look at Cypress. Go look at he has his whole bunch of thing. Look at Mr. Man. Yeah, and check out Dipato Show.
I'll just tell you this too, Mr. Man. I'm meeting him. He is the nicest young man.
Oh yeah, he's so
and
sweet.
his wife is fantastic. Like they are a power couple. And yeah, the guy will blow your mind. And he also knows how to sing, you guys.
No way. I didn't know that.
I'm telling you what.
I didn't know
was
that.
like, what?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
I hope everybody comes and sees him on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. All right, guys.
Just keep your ear to the ground and keep your chin up. We're almost there.
Let's go. You know what we are? We're soldiers.
I am a soldier in the army of my God. The Lord Jesus Christ is my commanding officer. The Holy Bible is my code of conduct. Faith, prayer, and the Word are my weapons of warfare. I have been taught by the Holy Spirit, trained by experience, tried by adversity, and tested by fire. I am a volunteer in this army. I am enlisted for eternity. I will not get out, sell out, be talked out, or pushed out. I am a soldier. I am not a baby. I do not need to be pampered, petted, primed up, pumped up, picked up, or pepped up, because I am a soldier. No one has to call me, remind me, write me, visit me, entice me, or lure me, because I am a soldier. No one has to send me flowers, gifts, food, cards, candy, or give me handouts. I do not need to be cuddled, cradled, cared for, or catered to. I am committed. I am a soldier. I cannot be discouraged enough to turn me aside. I cannot lose enough to cause me to quit. I will win. I am more than a conqueror. I will always triumph. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. Devils cannot defeat me. People cannot disillusion me. Weather cannot weary me. Sickness cannot stop me. Battles cannot beat me. Money cannot buy me. Governments cannot silence me. And hell cannot handle me. I am a soldier. Even death cannot destroy me. For when my commander calls me from this battlefield, he will promote me to captain and then allow me to rule with him. I am a soldier in the army. I am marching. I am claiming victory. I will not give up. I will not turn around. I am a soldier.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Hyson! Hyson!